morning and welcome to the news at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM, Hits 103.9 FM, on Love 99.5 in Kumasi and myjoyonline.com. We're also live in all 16 regions of Ghana on X Spaces and on Facebook. Coming up, plans to avert a power crisis in the next 10 days hangs in the balance as WAPCO awaits a formal response from its contractors on whether the scheduled shutdown of its critical pipeline can be postponed.
To do various aspects of the work. They all confirmed to us they can delay the work to up to 2 weeks. We just need the confirmation.
Also, parents pile pressure on government to review the free senior high school policy, urging financially capable parents to pay for the awards after government's failure to supply food to senior high schools.
Those who can pay should be allowed to pay, and we should rationalize the process.
In business,
Association of Ghana Industries calls for rationalization of Ghana's tax systems, describing it as a disincentive to local businesses. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And also coming up, the Constitution Review Consultative Committee welcomes President John Mahama's initial steps to implement recommendations for reviewing the Constitution.
Others suggested that let's make it 7 years and then it's a one term. There were several suggestions on that, but the committee agreed that we would leave that as it is.
We have details of this coming up shortly. Please stay. A plan to avert a power crisis in the next 10 days hangs in the balance as WAPCO awaits a formal response from its contractors on whether the scheduled shutdown of its critical pipeline can be postponed. President Mahama hinted that at least 3 weeks are needed to ready alternative fuels for the thermal plants in Tema. WAPCO says initial engagements with contractors suggest a postponement is possible. They are unsure when this assurance will be made official. There's more on the following report.
With just 10 days to the January 20 shutdown of the critical gas pipeline feeding Tema's thermal plants, the clock is ticking. The plant maintenance risk triggering power shortages, but the government is betting on a lifeline, pushing for a last-minute postponement. At the Ahmadiyya National Convention in Pumaze, President John Mahama rallied hope, urging for more time.
There's a threat of power outages. When the fuel arrives, it takes time to import it, 3 weeks to place an order and get it delivered.
President Mahama has vowed to keep the lights on despite the evident challenges.
But my brothers and sisters, don't despair. We will make sure that your lights stay on.
Dr. Isaac Ejay Doku, WAPCO's General Manager of Corporate Affairs, hinted that while contractors are gearing up for the pipeline maintenance, talks are still underway to potentially hit the pause button on the schedule.
So we engage the various contractors that are going to do various aspects of the work. They all confirmed to us they can delay the work to up to 2 weeks. We just need the confirmation.
To address broader energy sector issues, government is eyeing privatization as a fix for ECG's revenue woes.
Going ahead with privatizing the last point of distribution of electricity to bring in private sector efficiency is something that we want to take up again.
World Bank Vice President for West and Central Africa, Osmani Diagana, pledged support for Ghana's energy reforms, but noted that discussions with energy stakeholders will only be included in next year's ongoing talks.
Given the challenges that Ghana was facing on energy, Ghana was not part of the first group of countries, but we have a roadmap that we can allow Ghana to be part of the second group generational country that will be built next year.
For Joy News, Michael Ashali.
Michael Papani Ashale with that report. Now, Finance Minister designate Kassia Lato Forson is advised to focus on implementing comprehensive measures to alleviate Ghana's growing economic challenges as part of his priorities when he eventually assumes office. Professors of Finance, Professor Godfred Buckman and Lord Mensa says they expect Ato Forson to introduce policies that will lift citizens out of poverty and reduce inflation. Kenneth Chisi has more.
Economists are urging the finance minister designate Dr. Kassiala Teforson to prioritize reviving Ghana's struggling economy when it's approved by Parliament. Professor Lord Mensah of the University of Ghana Business School indicated that the economic challenge ahead is enormous.
Of course, we know the economic situation we find ourselves in. I'm expecting him to, from his first budget reading, that will be from March. The current budget that is being running is more or less a budget owned by the previous administration, and so the one that he's going to read from March, he will give us a signal of a reorientation of the economy.
Professor of Finance Godfred Bobkin also indicated that the finance minister designate is fully aware of the economic challenges the country faces even before the NDC won last year's election, and should make it a point to help reduce inflation and introduce policies that will lift millions out of poverty.
But now you have a clear understanding of who is going here, because you have a vision. So, but the priority for me is to focus on poverty reduction measures. Approximately 30% of Ghanaians are extremely poor. That is unacceptable.
The country has been grappling with significant economic challenges, including high inflation, rising debt levels, and a depreciating currency, which have strained businesses and households alike.
Now, calls are intensifying for a review of the free senior high school policy to allow financially capable parents to pay for their wards fees. The Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools had directed parents to supplement their children's supplies as the National Food Suppliers Association cited an inability to deliver food to schools. In response to the growing crisis, many parents are urging government to introduce a flexible payment system enabling those who can afford to pay fees to do so.
Those who can pay should be allowed to pay, and we should rationalize the process. Let us scrap the whole idea of buying from buffer store. Let the schools go to their local market. So we have fed them from the local market before they came to school.
There should be a special department maybe under GES to look at importing the importable items like the things, tomatoes and things they need to import, rather than giving it to people who add their profits to it. This free SHS thing, the problems were there from day one. It was envisaged. Professors of high repute have spoken, they were all shunned, they were insulted, and blah, blah, blah. Now we are back to the same problems and the same square. Well, the problems are there.
The former Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Education under the Kufuor government, Kwesi Kwarteng, dismissed Charles's claims as inaccurate.
The impression that has been created by Charles, particularly with their current leadership, is almost becoming an extension of the NDC. But for the records, even last week, about 150 million Ghana cedis was released, in relation to this food situation. So the impression that has been put across is not accurate.
While still in education, students of colleges of education nationwide will face further delays in returning to school as the principals of colleges of education have once again postponed reopening for all 46 public colleges. The new reopening date is now set for Monday, January 27, 2025, as the ongoing CTAG and SENSAC strikes continue to disrupt academic activities. We'll bring you more on that in subsequent bulletins. Now, the Constitutional Review Consultative Committee says it welcomes the decision of President John Dramani Mahama to proceed with a national consultative forum that will end up in the overhaul of the Constitution. John Mahama, speaking at an event at Winneba in the Central Region, explained that the review is necessary to protect the dignity of all citizens.
To achieve this objective of justice, we would have to move the stalled constitutional review process forward. To achieve this, I would soon establish a committee to begin the planning of a national constitutional review validation conference to achieve broad consensus on the way forward for the constitutional amendments that we have all proposed.
Well, Chairperson of the Consultative Committee, Clara Kasati, says the decision of President Mahama is laudable and also deserves the inputs of Ghanaians. On the thorny issue of change in the tenure of Ghanaian president, she says the status quo has been recommended as the ideal situation.
I cannot speak of what the NDC wants to do or doesn't want to do. But I know that when we were doing the review process, there were some submissions from various quarters that suggested that we should look at that provision. Some suggested that instead of 5 years, 4 years, let's make it 5 years. Others suggested that let's make it 7 years, and then it's a one term. There were several suggestions on that, but the committee agreed that we would leave that as it is.
And you had the chairperson of the Consultative Committee on the Election Review. Now, that's it for the bulletin this morning. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. Up next is Business on the Super Morning Show.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hanefri, the Health and Safety Manager of Total Energies Ghana. I want to remind you of the importance of road safety, especially as the festive season draws closer. Road accidents don't just happen, they are caused. Reckless driving, overspeeding, and poor vehicle maintenance are some of the leading causes during this period. Here are a few tips to keep you safe. Always ensure your vehicle is in good condition before traveling. Please wear your seatbelt and avoid
Basic. OMNIBSIC. Omni Basic. Let me hear you say it.
Omni Basic.
Perfect.
Is that an abbreviation?
Not entirely. And it's not just a bank with nice signboards either. Omni Basic Bank is Ghana's fastest growing bank with innovative banking products and headquarters in Atlantic Tower at Airport City, Accra, as well as 40 branches across the country. Omni Basic Bank has the final word on excellent customer service delivery in Ghana.
Plus, they have the coolest signboard.
Yes, they do. And the coolest name, Omni Basic.
At your service.
The festive season is here. You know what that means. Groceries, bills, and so many unplanned expenses. But don't panic. There's a cool new feature on Haptel you have to know about. It's called Pay Small Small. Yes, like the name says, Pay Small Small. It's Ghana's first widely and instantly available buy now, Pay Small Small service. With Pay Small Small, you can buy food, groceries, airtime, and pay all your bills without paying the full amount upfront. So this festive season, you're sorted. Pay a small fraction of what you're buying now and spread the rest into 3 weekly payments. All you need is your Ghana card to activate it and you're set. It's the perfect solution to keep your pockets in check this festive season and beyond. So don't wait. Go to your Haptel app now and choose Pay Small Small as your payment option. Haptel is everything you.
found the partner.
Hey, Kofi, come and listen. It's the Asempa Moto promo from Imperial General. Our solid protection.
Oh, yes. For us, we will just renew our existing policy and bingo! We get our instant rewards. And now, Imperial has even made it simple for you to renew your policy. Click on the link in the renewal notification from Imperial, and your policy is done. Just sign up for a motor insurance policy with Imperial and pick up your instant rewards such as fuel coupons, airtime, gift vouchers, special souvenirs, and many more. Again, your motor insurance policy will give you an automatic 1-year life insurance. It's that simple. Just come insure your car and you are done. This promo runs till 30th April 2025. Talk to your broker, agent, or call us on 0577 667 436 for further details. You can also follow us on all our socials. T&T Supply, Imperial General Assurance, solid protection.
What are you paying for? A delicious meal at the restaurant? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. Buying fuel for your car? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. Shopping online or at the mall or your favorite supermarket? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. When you need to pay, do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. With a large network of merchants and payment points, the SG Ghana Visa Card is just a key.
And Culture Minister.
Who would make a good tourism?
You.
I'm Morocco. You. I mean,
let's start lobbying.
I mean, I would make a good journalist for the next tourism, arts and culture minister to tune into and listen to every morning.
You sure you don't want to try?
No, I don't know. That life is not made for me, you know. Anyway. That life is really not made for me. But let's hope that the president has someone good in mind for that job.
Well, he's made his first 3 picks, right?
Indeed. Today we'll be talking about them. Now, what do you think? I mean, Atoforsen, finance?
Yeah, I mean, lots of people, lots of analysts, I mean, those I've heard seem to think it's a good decision made by the president. He's got background in taxation. The president has talked a lot about tax reforms, and so I guess he's the best person to carry out the president's agenda. And he understands the ins and outs of the finance ministry. He's been there. He's got experience. He's a lawmaker. Well, going forward, how is he going to handle our debt situation, things such as inflation and the city? But I mean, Professor Godfrey Bokwin said something during the 6 a.m. news, which I think is important. I mean, for most Ghanaians, we are concerned about how we'll be lifted out of poverty. And so, what's he going to do? I mean, aside from all the, policies and whatever it is,
it's interesting. I mean, there were a few names, flying about for that role in particular. Some people expected a return of Seth Tekpe.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. I wonder whether this signals something. Is the president trying to do something? there's Eduji Tamaklo and the other one, Adawudu, Kojoga Adawudu. All these names came up. But in the end,
tried and tested people.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we'll see how it all pans out. We'll talk about it later on the show. Right now, though, the 6 a.m. news came to us thanks to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, your story matters. Not forgetting Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Now for the Joy Business Report and the trumpets. Brought to you by Omni Basic Bank at your service and Safari Valley Resort, bringing you closer to nature. Trumpets!
At the sound of the trumpet, hello, welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, Association of Ghana Industries calls for rationalization of Ghana's tax systems, describing it as a disincentive to local businesses. Also coming up, Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research advises Finance Minister Designate Dr. Tuforsen to focus on tackling Ghana's debt levels and inflation. Also coming up in our business journal today, we'll tell you how traders in Kijitia are uneasy about recent fire outbreaks in some markets across the country. That story coming up. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for joining us. First up, the Association of Ghana Industries has described Ghana's tax system as unfair and counterproductive to the growth of local businesses. Chief Executive Sechuma Kwabwa says Ghana's current tax system regime is a disincentive to the private sector situation, contributing to low revenue generation for the state. He spoke on PM Express Business Edition.
The situation in Ghana is that our
Executive of the Association of Ghana Industries. While on the same program, Chief Executive of Delex Finance, Joe Jackson, said President John Mahama's first budget will prove whether he is committed to supporting the private sector. The President, in his inaugural speech, appealed to the private businesses to help reset the economy. Mr. Jackson noted that the budget would deal with all doubts about the President's posturing.
When the budget comes out, environment encourages us to create jobs. So if the business climate is good, then we'll see the jobs happen. Then we'll see the boost that they're attributing to the 24-hour economy happen. But it won't happen by accident. It will happen because they are intentional, deliberate policies that have been outlined and followed up that are different from what we are seeing in the past years that will enable us businesses grow.
You had Chief Executive of Delex Finance, Joe Jackson. There's a repeat of that conversation this morning at 11 on the Joy News channel. Now, Director of the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, Professor Peter Korte, says Finance Minister Designate Dr. Kansela Tuforsen, if approved by Parliament, must bring to bear his experience in finance to help formulate good policies that would ensure economic growth. He advised the Finance Minister Designate to focus on tackling some of the challenges hampering the growth of the economy, such as high debt and inflation. Listen.
His background in finance, taxation, and also having been the Deputy Minister of Finance in the past puts him in a very good position to deliver However, that ministry goes beyond finance, investment, or taxation. Government policies, its effect on the business sector, its effects on livelihood, the social and economic ramifications of government policies and programs has to be carefully thought through. Technical people, knowledgeable technical people, as well as follow research, so that whatever policies and decisions they take will be well informed and will deliver on its mandate.
Director of ESA, Professor Peter Quarty, there. While the business community has expressed readiness and commitment to work with the Minister-designate for Finance, Dr. Kansila Tuforsen. Speaking to Joy Business, President of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Stephen Abbas Mason, said he is optimistic Dr. Forsen will deliver on his mandate.
The business community is forever and ever ready, but it all depends on what incentives are they bringing on board to encourage the business community to get on board on the policies that the government wants to ensure that it benefits the business community to get on board to ensure that it realizes its full potential. So the business community is very, very much ready to work with and collaborate with the government. We want to encourage the government to look at policies that would bring about private-public partnerships, because like it has already been said, it's going to be difficult for us to get back on the international market. So now we need the businessmen and the business community to come in and partner the government on the local front.
You had President of Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Stephen Abbas Mason there. Now, Ghana's foreign direct investment has experienced significant fluctuations over the past few years. In 2023, FDI inflows amounted to $1.32 billion, reflecting a 7.64% decline from the previous year, according to data from the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. Speaking to Joy Business, economist Dr. Benjamin Amwa expressed optimism about President John Mahama's 24-hour economic policy, highlighting its potential to boost the nation's FDI in the medium to long term.
If you have had preliminary discussions and preliminary insight into the policy, we have heard that electricity rates and tariffs will be staggered or will be fixed in such a way that companies that choose to operate within the 24-hour economic cycle will have some different tariff structure to encourage them to operate 24 hours. If you are a foreign company and you want to do business, you may want to look at this aspect of the economy and see what you can do to take advantage of this incentive. So clearly, there's a lot that can be done within the 24-hour economy. And that is not the only thing that will drive foreign direct investment into the country.
Senior Finance Lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School, Dr. Benjamin Amwa there. You're listening to the Joy Business Report. Now, traders at the KDTR market in Kumasi are uneasy about the recent fire outbreaks in some big markets in the country. The outbreaks have raised concerns about the safety and security of the market, as traders call on authorities and the government to take immediate action to address the situation. Nana Wachi Adom has been engaging some stakeholders and filed this report for our Business Journal today.
A space gutted by fire in the market 2 years ago is yet to be reconstructed, leaving affected traders abandoned and stranded. President of the Federation of Traders at the KDTR market, Nana Kwesi Prempe, says following the recent fire incidents in some major markets, the security agencies have been engaged for the KDTR market to be placed on high alert.
These fire outbreaks, we in KDTR here are also apprehensive, because in about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, there was a similar fire outbreak within the KJTR market. Unfortunately, almost 2 years down the line, repair works at the bench shops have not been done. Our colleague traders who were affected, no one has gone to their aid. They are still in their house, hoping that one day someone will come to their aid. So when we heard of the fire outbreaks at the various markets, we also became apprehensive that because before the elections, we were hearing about some people planning to cause arson in the market. So we were always on high alert.
The Ashanti Regional Officer of the Ghana National Fire Service has cautioned the public, especially traders in congested markets, to take the necessary precautions to prevent fire outbreaks.
Our market women should be cautious on what we do at our market. I know most of the market managers don't allow the market women to cook at the market, but some of them just hide their cylinders and do whatever they do. And bear in mind that even though the markets are controlled by the market managers, but the investment is your own investment. If caution is not taken and fire destroys the market, it is your investment that has been destroyed.
Nana Prempe has called for an emergency meeting of all stakeholders to ensure the traders comply with the time of opening and closing of the markets.
Our appeal to the coordinating director of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, the management of this facility and the new government, that as a matter of urgency, they should call an emergency meeting involving all stakeholders who have interest in the KGTM market. What I propose is that there are bylaws in the market, whereas time of closing the market is they open the market at 5:30 a.m. and close it at 7 a.m. They should ensure that every trader adhere to this.
Nana Bochi Danko Yado.
And that's Business Journal this morning. Before we go, let's check the markets for you. On the commodity market this morning, crude oil has gone up marginally from yesterday's trading. Is selling at $77 a barrel. Gold going for $2,697 an ounce. Cocoa went down by more than $400, trading this morning at $10,927 a ton. On the currency market, the dollar going for 15 cedis 50 pesos. That's what some forex bureaus are offering their clients. The British pound 19 cedis 32 pesos. The euro 16 cedis 16 pesos. The commercial bank selling the dollar at 14 cedis 70 pesos. Thanks for joining us, everyone, especially our friends listening from Kofi Radio and KT Radio. My name is Daryl Kwao. Enjoy your weekend. It's back to Kojo Yankson and the team. Hey, Kojo.
Yeah. Do you like Beanie Man?
Beanie Man?
Yeah.
I think so. Okay.
I like the...
Are you going to play the song? I think he did the gospel music.
Are you thinking about the move to the left?
Move to the left, yeah.
Well, you see, that song, I don't remember the title, but it might be that one.
Okay.
It might be, because this one is called Gospel Time.
Okay.
I'm wondering whether that's the title he gave that song.
If it's Samuel Dami who picked it, I think it's that.
You think it's that one?
Yeah.
Because that's the one he knows. All right. Well, here it is. Enjoy.
Good choice, though.
Yeah. Whole family's back.
Is she supervising?
Procurement minister. Procurement minister.
When I refuse you something,
my lady,
decide to build a case against me.
You have refused him something.
Yes, I have.
Are you suggesting that all that he said is because
he made a request?
A request of his.
Oh, I don't even know the request we are talking about.
Request?
Yes. I give you permission to put it before the masses of this country.
Shall we go then?
Yes.
That you have the permission.
Yes, please. Proceed.
I want to save him the trouble.
Wow, look.
Then
you have a good reputation out there.
Look.
Are you suggesting that if you tell us what?
Yes, it will ruin the reputation.
It will ruin his reputation.
So to save the reputation, please say it.
I think I can guess what it is. He probably came and asked you for the contract to print new John Mahama pictures for all the offices, all the government offices across the country. Remember?
Yes, as a woman who's ever competent
and to buy new frames, to buy new frames for them.
All right.
Somebody's cocoa season has been killed. All right, let's get to it.
The Drive Safe campaign, and before I even come to that, you know, it was that gentleman, the new Ukrainian president now, Zelensky, who told everybody in this world, including his cabinet, that please don't put my pictures in your office.
Mm-hmm.
Put your children's pictures there. Look at them when you are making decisions, so you know you are making for their future. He was the one who made, in fact, it went viral when he issued that note. And it was very instructive, actually. Anyway,
you don't need any presidential frame in your office. At
least we know the president.
We know who the president is.
Yes. Anyway, but you can put it on your phone.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can still show it to your children.
The concept came up because maybe I don't remember quite well, but it was because we were told that the school children didn't know who the president was at the time.
But the school children, they are not at the ministries.
They will not go there. The chances that they will see those pictures are very low.
You know, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. All right. Now, the Drive Safe campaign is brought to you by John News and the Multimedia Group and supported by Toyota, superior quality, and Imperial General Assurance, solid protection. The big cars, right? Those big trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Have they been told never to use triangles? I'm just asking.
This matter.
Whether there's a specific regulation within their circles. Because yesterday I saw 3. As if they were in succession. I know some of them, they park when others have difficulty, right? But if you are not careful, and the road is also very dark, you may run into one of these cars without knowing that the car is stationed there. It is the reason why a warning sign is expected ahead of time to warn oncoming vehicles that there's a stationary one.
The most ridiculous thing is when they put a tree branch on the road.
And expect you to know.
Expecting you to see that in the middle of the night. Expecting you to see a tree branch lying in the middle of the road. And that should be your warning that a car is broken down ahead of you.
And what they forget is that warning sign has high visibility elements. So from afar, you can see it. And you plan properly. And especially those who have difficulty driving anyhow.
Yeah, unless the tree branch is wrapped in Christmas lights, I don't know how I'm going to see it lying on there.
But I don't know. I mean, the authorities in our communities, is it that they also don't use the roads? Because nothing happens to them, they continue to do it.
True. And this one was even close to a police station.
What saddens me about Ghana is that unless there's a problem, we don't enforce anything. And not just when there's a problem. It happens to someone that we deem as a big man. Prominent person. We don't work. But once it happens to a prominent person, then we find all the laws. I mean, how long can we continue like that? Anyway, let's learn how to say it right. Brought to us by Kingdom Books at Kingdom. Quality and affordability are their hallmarks. And Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either, I say either.
How would you pronounce MENACE? Well, it's menace. Menace, not menace. Menace, something that is likely to cause harm, a threat or potential danger. It comes from the Latin word mene, which meant threats. When you consider that the word can be pronounced as two separate words, men and ace, not men and ass, it becomes hard to explain the common mispronunciation of menace. It's menace. Anyway, now we can all say it right. It's not menace. Why? Okay, shall we get into the news review? It's brought to us by Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough, and Access Bank, more than banking.
All right, let's start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. Stable power supply assured. So President John Mahama has assured Ghanaians that his administration is working tirelessly to ensure a stable power supply, pledging to prevent the intermittent power outages being experienced in the country. He says, so there is a threat of power outages, but my brothers and sisters, don't despair. Like I said, you elected us to solve your problems and not to put the blame on anybody. And so he says he is working on fixing this looming problem.
I like that.
But he's got goodwill, right?
Oh yeah, he has goodwill.
There
But
are
also
people who are committed to helping us.
No, but you see, also contrary to a lot of what his ministers have done, and they should take a cue from this. The president is saying leaders solve problems; they don't explain them. So he says, "Don't despair. I will solve it. You voted me into office to solve problems, and that's how a leader behaves." Okay, so let's solve the problem. That's why you're there.
Yeah, but before you solve the problem, you also have a duty to explain to the people what it is
you
that
can explain whatever you want to explain.
You've inherited.
At the end of the day, but that's actually, whatever problem you've inherited. Why, you think we didn't know there were problems in this country and voted you into office? We knew and voted you into office. What President Mahama is doing is that we must move on. We must elevate our politics from the politics of you two. Every day, you two. And so we don't develop in this country. Because go and complain about poor macroeconomic indicators. But when you are in government, what did you do? You are in government, fix it.
So, Mama V, are you saying you wanted John Mahama to tell us that the problem was caused by
but his people
Akufo-Addo?
have already explained what they came to inherit.
So I'm asking you, is that what you had wanted to hear from him yesterday?
No.
Okay. Then we are all on the same page. No, you're saying that he owes a duty to explain to us.
No, I'm saying that the administration does, and that's exactly what they've done. First, they told us what the problem was, and now he's telling us what he intends doing.
All right. Okay.
All right, back to other stories. Zoom Lion maintains clean streets after presidential inauguration. We're told that they received some praise from Ghanaians for that. President names
the story is
first
saying that
batch.
Zoom Lion maintained clean streets and that they have received praise from Ghanaians. The Ghanaians on social media, or they were on radio, or they were on TV, praising Zoom Lion for cleaning the streets, a job that we have given them, right?
In fact, that's exactly what I said. I was like, well, but you're paid to do this, so what's exceptional?
Well,
but it's a story in the paper.
Ghanaians are always very impressed with people doing their work very well.
All right, President names first batch of ministers and then close senior high schools to address feeding other issues. I know these are two issues that you want to have a say on. So first, the National Council of Parent-Teacher Associations has called for the closure of senior high schools until the issue of feeding and other pressing matters are addressed. We have a National Council of Parent-Teacher Association?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay. And then
no, I don't get you. Oh, okay. You are just realizing that they exist or something.
Because I thought that we left the P out of the association. parents were no longer.
No, the teachers were no longer
part of
actually.
the
Yeah.
teachers.
We took the teachers out. So, but then everybody knows them as PTA. So
Yes.
But today the teachers are not part. There's a parent association. It's not the teachers. They're not part of it. Yeah.
But it's too late. I mean, the schools have reopened already.
Well, they can still go back.
Schools are the children. I mean, I think we should find a way of getting them food. That's the basic
We're told
thing.
that some releases were made yesterday when we spoke to Kofi Asar. He indicated that releases were. But for me, this is the point.
But again, the Charles people say that's a drop in the ocean.
Yes, but this is the point for me. This is the point. Look, the people who are managing the schools told you the problems they are faced with. I am in the school as a headmaster, and I say I do not have food. You're supposed to supply me food, and you say I have enough, so I should open the school. Sometimes I do not understand what our problems are. Look, whatever the situation is, all major actors in this country agree that free SHS is here to stay. I have a position which I wish the current government would implement. I do not see in God's name why people who can afford will not pay their fees. I do not in God's name understand even the developed world's economies do not pay boarding fees. I mean, for people to go to school, unless you're on scholarship or you want to go to a private institution and you pay your boarding fees, then a third world like Ghana decides that we're going to pay boarding fees, which we're unable to pay. So, look.
And we are pretending to pay.
We are pretending to pay. Look, I mean.
Now we've been exposed.
So, I say, but again, if I were the if I were President Mahama, I would tell Ghanaians that, look, you have told me, a lot of Ghanaians would agree with him that they should be made to pay their award school fees, particularly for boarding fees. A lot of Ghanaians would admit that those who cannot afford, give them scholarships. It's as simple as that. Why don't we have LEAP? Is it not targeted? That we want to pump every money into something that at the end of the day, even the basic things such as food cannot be supplied to children.
Because, I mean, the people, they know that you are planning your child's nutrition basically with the thinking that the school will give the child very little. Yes, that's the kind of thing you are planning when you are going to senior high school. You plan, in fact, for even some of the groceries you are buying, you are doing it per day, sometimes even per meal. So you get the point. So it's not something strange that you are operating, except that people stop talking about, because the people you are dealing with on the matter, they are not willing to listen to you. So people moved on with their lives. They basically say, okay, well, you continue pretending that you are delivering everything and everything's okay, and let's see what happens subsequently. But now that there's a new government, now that they have an opportunity to really look at every element of this, we can come to the table, which they say, even for the feeding, this is government's contribution to it. I hope you get the point. Government is paying, if it takes, say, 3,000 cedi to feed the child per term, which will be small. Because, in all fairness, if your child is sitting at home, you know how much it will cost to actually feed that child. But if it takes 3,000 cedis to feed a child, government is willing to give 1,000. The parent can bring in the 2,000 that's required. I really think it can solve this problem without we going back and forth and pretending that guaranteeing somebody secondary education has everything to do with what food they eat at what time. And that's the most important thing. We should stop reducing an entire educational plan to the food part, which is to me problematic. And even though that's a chunk of the budget, if it's a problem, let's find ways of fixing it so that we can continue and be rest assured we are delivering quality education and preparing the kids for a competitive world.
Yeah.
So that we do not create a society where there are the Roman rages of this world, and also other schools we used to respect have been reduced to nothing at the end of the day. Let's not create that society. We can still maintain it. We can still improve upon the elements that are involved. But somebody ought to let go of this fanciful feeling that I pretend everything is paid for, when we all know that's not the case.
Okay.
And we keep doing this to ourselves. Oh, and I heard a former spokesperson of Educhum. Yes. Speaking as if the child's leadership, what they're saying is 1, inaccurate, 2, they do not know what they are talking about, and 3, they have become partisan people. He said they speak
suddenly.
He said they speak like they are NDC. I mean, you think about it all. This gentleman, not long ago, a couple of days ago, was in charge of the communication for the ministry. It is the same talk they have had for God knows how long. But it's not a problem. The only thing you get to know is take your ministers, take your government officials, senior ones there, ask how many of them have their kids in these schools and will be willing to subject them to the kind of food that they are providing in some of these schools. Anyway.
All right. One more story. You want to say something?
No, go on.
All right. Côte d'Ivoire. Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara has suggested he's open to running for another term, though his party has not made a formal decision for the upcoming 2025 election. So this is what he says. I am in good health. He's 83, by the way. I am in good health and eager to continue serving my country. And then he says that he's going to step down. The only way his desire to step down would be if others, his long-time political rivals, also retire from politics.
So let's leave the blog for the young man people.
So this guy.
You know, it's not so funny. I mean, I think this mentality, this coming from a guy who actually fought for the position, who's been through a lot, and the country's been through a lot, and people felt he was a serious Democrat by all standards and qualifications. How they degenerate is just like the Guinea guy. Some people respected the professor. Yes, by all standards and qualifications. Then the guy all of a sudden becomes some other person. He wants a third term. Then everybody's watching, especially the regional bodies. They'll be watching nicely. They end up destroying every fiber of the country's democratic principle, despite the fact that the ECOWAS protocol on good governance and democracy says you should not be doing these things. And yeah, that's fine. But when there's an intervention, then they rally. The same group of people will go and sit somewhere. We don't allow unconstitutional removal of governments.
The online review now brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy. Goyle Yanara India.
And dear valued customer, Happy New Year from all of us at Zenith Bank as we welcome 2025. We extend our heartfelt appreciation for your loyalty and support. We remain steadfast in our commitment to providing innovative banking solutions and delivering exceptional services that exceed your expectations. We wish you a year of growth, prosperity, and shared achievements. Let's make this year extraordinary together. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
And Good Energy brings you Goyle Super XP, the ideal choice for most vehicles. It is flowing wow at many Goyle stations in the country. Just go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride with all the benefits. Goyle Super XP is quality and gives you the correct choice when buying regular fuel. Goyle Super XP is fortified with the special additives that will actually get your engine to withstand wear and tear over time, and makes your engine perform to the max using minimal fuel, and it is suitable for most vehicles.
You skipped the word.
Yes,
Jenny.
The woman now you are doing your editing.
I have explained what it is. So as you journey the road, look out for Goyle stations with the Goyle Super XP sign and go fuel up your vehicle. Goyle Super XP will feel ya, huh? Will be feeling Goyle Good Energy.
Yeah.
You see?
Oh no, the bottle was missing at the end deliberately.
See,
this is incomplete.
No.
All right. Well, great stories on myjoyonline.com for your review. Go check them out. Right now, though, it's time for the BBC News. And that comes to you thanks to Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Let me share my experience with you at the new Aqua Safari Resorts. When you arrive, you're greeted by warm smiles and introduced to your 24-hour butler who already has your itinerary sorted. Enjoy water sports activities like jet ski rides, kayaking, water sliding, flyboarding, and castanet fishing. You can even have your lunch here on the boat cruise. Let the tour guides take you through the sceneries of the mangrove forest, the friendliness of the animals, while you pet and feed them. We chose to have our breakfast with a beautiful sunrise right in front of our cabin.
Visit Aqua Safari Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
When you hear that sound, it can only mean one thing. It's the sound of excitement, the sound of milky goodness. It's the unmistakable sound of rich, creamy deliciousness. The sound that lets you know that the original milky richness awaits. The milky richness you can find in every bite of Munchie Milk Shortcake.
With its unique blend of milky richness and carefully selected ingredients, Munchie Milk Shortcake is crafted from an original age-old recipe to delight your taste buds. If you're looking for pure satisfaction and the authentic taste of original milky richness, it's time to grab a pack of your favorite biscuit, Munchie Milk Shortcake, today.
This advert is FDA approved.
You are starting life, you want financial freedom. You know where to go for your child's education, financial freedom. We got solutions just for you. For your retirement plan, employee wellness and benefits. Old Mutual, your preferred insurer. Old Mutual is the best.
What are you waiting for? Come and join us. Call us on 030-7600. Old Mutual. Do great things every day.
Do great things every day. Do great things every day.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of the Zenith SME Business Card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302-680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
Let's go.
Radio station.
Hello and welcome to Newsday on the BBC World Service with Victoria Wanhunda and James Copnell. Great to have you with us.
Climate scientists say last year was the hottest on record. We will find out more from our climate editor.
And global warming is a key factor in the Los Angeles wildfires, a natural disaster which has already destroyed thousands of homes and is leaving a growing trail of personal loss in its wake.
And you've lost everything?
Everything.
Documents? Passports?
We grabbed our passports and our computers, and that's essentially it.
Nicolas Maduro is about to be sworn in as president of Venezuela following elections that the US and others say was rigged. We hear from the opposition.
And I'm Nishat Lada in sport. The NBA match between the LA Lakers and Charlotte Hornets is postponed amid the wildfires.
All that and more, but first, the latest world news.
Hello, I'm Chris Barrow with the BBC News. European climate scientists have declared that our warming climate is now beyond anything humans have ever experienced, as they confirmed that last year was the hottest ever recorded. The EU's climate monitoring body, Copernicus, found temperatures were 1.6 degrees higher than the pre-industrial average. Its director, Carlo Bontempo, said the cause was the greenhouse gases we continue to pump into the atmosphere.
The many record-breaking events we have seen over the course of the last 12 months are not statistical oddities, but rather a direct consequence of the generalized warming of our climate system, which is mostly fueled by the steady increase in atmospheric concentration of greenhouse gases.
Officials in Los Angeles say as many as 10,000 homes have been damaged or destroyed in the wildfires that have turned whole neighborhoods to ash. The number of dead has risen to 10. LA police say they believe one of the blazes in the west of the city, named the Kenneth Fire, was started deliberately. David Willis is in Los Angeles.
Police here are investigating the cause of that particular fire, and they are questioning a man on suspicion of possibly committing arson. Now, the biggest blaze of all is, of course, the Pacific Palisades fire. That grew to about 17,000 acres or so. The good news there is that there is, I hear, some containment that has taken place. About 6% of that massive fire that, of course, destroyed hundreds of multi-million-dollar properties a few nights ago has now been contained.
The US Supreme Court has rejected Donald Trump's request to delay sentencing in his hush money criminal case. The decision clears the way for the president-elect to be sentenced later today in New York. Merlin Thomas is in Washington.
The court and the judges and the prosecutors argued that by very nature of being president-elect and not yet the president, he shouldn't have the immunity that's reserved for the presidency. And so 2 conservative justices, Amy Coney Barrett and John Roberts, joined 3 liberal justices to reject Trump's appeal. He sounded almost paradoxical in his response while he was speaking at Mar-a-Lago residence, and he called the decision a disgrace, but he also called it fair, and he was a bit more emphatic on his social media platform on Truth Social. He called it lawfare and said that this decision was the dying remnants of the witch hunts.
Donald Trump says he's arranging talks with Vladimir Putin. He said the Russian leader had wanted to meet. The US president-elect gave no timeline. Mr. Trump has promised to negotiate an end to the war in Ukraine soon after he takes office. He's expressed skepticism over US military and financial support for Kyiv. This is the latest world news from the BBC. Verdicts are expected on Friday in the extremism trials of 3 lawyers who represented the late Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. They're almost certain to be found guilty. The 3 men were arrested in October 2023, accused of participation in an extremist organisation. Investigators said they'd passed messages between the jailed Mr. Navalny and his team, allowing him to continue his political activity. The US Supreme Court is today expected to hear an appeal by TikTok against a law banning the app in the country unless it's sold by its Chinese owners. Americans will gradually lose access to the popular video sharing app from January the 19th unless the ban is overturned. The law was passed with bipartisan support last April over national security concerns. Nicolas Maduro is set to be sworn in for a third 6-year term as Venezuela's president later. It follows a disputed election last July. Ione Wells reports.
Nicolas Maduro is increasingly isolated on the world stage. His government is sanctioned by the US, UK and others. His presidency is only recognised by a select few allies, including China, Russia, Iran and Cuba. His neighbours, Brazil and Colombia, whose left-wing leaders have ties with the movement Maduro inherited from Hugo Chavez, have refused to recognise his win. Since the disputed election, there has been a violent crackdown on anti-government protesters, and many opposition figures have been detained. The opposition candidate, Edmundo Gonzalez, had pledged to return to Venezuela after fleeing in political exile, but has not said how or when. The government has threatened him with arrest.
A court in Vietnam has sentenced a prominent lawyer to 3 years in jail over Facebook posts which criticised a judge. Tran Dinh Trien, the former deputy head of the Hanoi Bar Association, is accused of publishing articles without verified evidence. He's the latest high-profile lawyer to be targeted by the authorities over online comments. BBC News.
Thank you for that news. Hello and welcome to News.
How secured are you? Let me ask you again. How secured are you? Say yes loud with confidence when you are protected by Millennium Insurance, because it gives you great reliability and comfort. Sign on any of our products today, be it motor, fire, burglary, accidents, travels, bonds, liabilities, engineering, marine and aviation insurance. Visit our offices in Accra, Northridge, Tema, Kumasi, Koforidua, Takrady, or any of our 30 agents nationwide. Call 0302-766-631 or 0504-394-997.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
After a long flight, Safari Homes gives you the peace to unwind. A short drive from the airport, convenient for all. For nature lovers, Safari Valley Resort is a hidden gem, surrounded by lush greenery and luxury amenities. A place where you can truly escape. Now for water adventure, Aqua Safari Resort has it all. Jet skis, canoe rides, kayaking, and a visit to the estuary. And for more excitement, Safari Eco Park is the perfect place to get closer to some amazing animals.
Visit Safari World in Ghana, together bringing you closer to nature.
Have you ever thought one click could expose your data, or a simple message could drain money from your Momo account? In today's digital age, information is power, and protecting it is essential. At Academic City, our MSc in cybersecurity equips you to code, shield, and excel, providing the expertise to protect data and defend against cyber threats. Apply now for our January 2025 intake. Visit act.edu.gh or call 0262 693870 to secure your future. Academic City, educating future-ready leaders.
What if we told you that your next adventure is just a tap away? That's right! With Republic Bank Visa Credit Card, it's your time to win a staycation at some of Ghana's luxury beach resorts, 5-course dinner, a full-day spa service, or the ultimate, an all-expense paid trip to Dubai, the city of gold. Every tap brings you closer to winning in the Tap Win and Fly with Republic Bank promo. Whether it's Infinite, Adishi, or Classic Credit Card, just keep tapping to win. New customers are welcome. This promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town. It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Give it up for Naughty by
It's
Must drop Rana Salah.
Hey,
so that we know where the inspiration came from.
Yes. Where the possible intellectual property issues.
Yesterday I told you about Osama Nkweku. And people were sending me messages. We want to hear Osama Nkweku.
Yes. Hey. Did you play that?
No, we didn't play Osama Nkweku. First of all, the guys doubted me that there was Osama Nkweku.
No.
Osama. Ghana, Charlie, we've had things.
Yeah. They have been super musicians, right? Yes. We've had a time where Joe Fraser reigned.
Oh yeah, big Joe Fraser.
Almost became
Where's Exdo?
He's alive.
I know.
There's a time that he appeared at 90s Jam, remember? Not this one. One of those 90s Jam, he was live and active at the place. And I was quite impressed with it.
Davi Medekuku.
Yes, those were the times that Mawabi was in the DJing mood.
Maybe those were her DJ days. When she used to do Davi Medekuku and all of that.
I mean, before that, she used to do kids shows.
Daniel Dazi.
It's 25 minutes after 7. This is the Super Morning Show. We're live on Joy 99.7 FM.
But did Dazi appear on your show?
Coming up on the Super Morning Show.
When the names were read out by Mr. Speaker, he read out only 3 names: the Finance Minister designate, the Energy Minister designate, and the Attorney General and Minister of Justice designate. Mr. Speaker, this thought appointment is unacceptable. Mr. Speaker, this is a government that promised a 24-hour economy. In opposition, they told us that they were ready for government. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, indulge me.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Yes, indulge me.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Is that how you are starting it?
Please.
Let me finish.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Yes.
I'm just indulging you because you are a leader. This is a time slotted for correction of vote and proceedings.
Yeah, with your leave. Mr. Speaker, this government, I'm talking for you, please, it's for you. Mr. Speaker, this government promised a 24-hour economy. Mr. Speaker, we expect them to be ready from day one. Mr. Speaker, you cannot start energy, finance, attorney general. When are the red of the minister? You must be ready. We want to hear Ama Kofi Bua. We want to hear Agric. We want to hear Agric ministry. Honorable Erikopoku.
Honorable Leader.
Honorable Erikopoku.
Honorable Minority Leader.
We want to hear Agric ministry. We want to hear roads and highways.
Honorable Minority Leader.
We want to hear lands and natural resources.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Education.
I agree with Alexander Afenyo-Markin. Let me, for the record.
Hang on. Let's go back.
No. I agree with him 100%. It is not taught for some of us.
But wait.
President Mahama said,
what is thoughts?
12 days he will put in place.
14 days.
14. Okay, 14. 2 weeks.
Okay, so this is day number
3.
Uh-huh.
So if he's going by that rate, he will not finish the 60.
But hold on.
Let's do that.
Has he told you that
it will not be up to.
Has he told you that the next one will be 3?
Hold on. Yes, so that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Rate. Yes.
60 divided by 3 is 20.
20. Yes.
No, but who says that? Who says that the next one will be 3? But you see,
but
hold on.
So
I like what
Afenyo
Marking is doing. Wait, I like what Afenyo Marking is doing, and I just want to point it for a simple reason. You see, Alexander Afenyo Marking, apart from everything, is actually drawing attention to some of his colleagues who are waiting for their appointments.
True, and you might even be shocked that it is the majority people that have gone to see the man and say, "Kabima wine."
And I say this. No, I say this because I want us to understand something. This is politics, and so for all of you who are fighting, those of you who are going around closing offices, learn from what is happening in Parliament. Okay, in Parliament, you see how they are going about it. He says he wants to hear about Agric. He wants to hear about Agric, and he goes ahead to mention Erikopoku's name.
True.
Erikopoku is the one who's been penciled for food and agriculture as minister. 1 minute. And you see, he says, I want to hear roads and highways.
Yes.
Because roads and highways, somebody like Gavin Kwame Agboja has been penciled as roads and highways minister, including transport. You see how he's going.
And he did not mention all ministerial portfolios. So he knows where he was targeting.
So,
early on, he had told the House that he has more information than those in the majority. He knows who's going where.
Yes.
You think that he got that information because
and
some of them, everybody knows, unless Mahama makes a last minute change, they are true statements.
Was he complaining about the list, or he was advocating for others?
See, the manifest reason for his commentary was that please hurry up with the list. But the latent and more effective one was that I know the boys are waiting for the appointments and you are delaying the appointments.
It's a bit confusing.
And people are holding on. No, it should not be.
So what is his interest?
The more he did.
But hold on. If your fellow MPs are ministers today, it's easier for you to operate. And he is minority leader.
Did you not hear this one? He said it on air, so I can say it. Did Setekpe not tell you that his best friend is Napo?
Yes, maybe.
Didn't he tell you? He said it on air, so I can also repeat it. That his best friend is Napo. So these things happen in politics, and so if for Alexander Apenyamaking, the truth really is that people do not know what is going to happen tomorrow. And the more President Mahama delays, the more he's likely to change the list. So the people are seeing others, and this is, normal parliamentary business.
And you see, that's how life is. If today it could be you, Mama Vidas, being penciled for a position, everybody thinks it's going to happen. The time between a letter being printed and typed and sent to the public, a lot can happen. So, and knowing that others are also lobbying heavily, you need to make sure that list is released quickly.
All right.
So, President Mahama, please release.
No, the boys are worried. The boys are not happy at all. They are sitting on tentacles. People are praying. They are going to pastors.
I'm waiting for my senior.
In the meantime,
is that you're waiting for
my senior, Gavin Kwame Agboja.
But why? Are people promising something?
I'm told he's going to Roads Ministry.
In the meantime,
Roads and Transport merged.
I wish him well.
In the
Roads
meantime,
and Transport merged.
3 names out. We will look at. I'll come to you guys a bit later on for your observations on the first set of names that have come out. This is the Super Morning Show. Please join us on WhatsApp 0551111997. Post on X with the hashtag Joy. SMS is Joy997 on X and on Facebook. But first, have you thought of an ideal present? Well, it could be birthday, it could be New Year's presents. Make Syntex tank the perfect present in all homes. Gift a Syntex tank to your family to give your family access to clean water. It's not just for a specific occasion, it's actually for a lifetime. No matter where you are in the country, just call 0244 335 168 and we will make it happen. Don't make it Rizal, the usual items. Make it a Syntex tank. Syntex tank, are you strong, are you tough?
And conferencing doesn't have to be the same boring routine. It must not always be, let's meet in the green building.
Bang, 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 bang.
Let's meet in the green building.
Hard cement. See?
Look, the location for your next conference can be both result-centered and relaxing.
Why do I have the feeling you're speaking to HR departments
Hold on a minute.
of institutions listening to us?
Yes, that's the whole idea.
No. This one there is targeted at one person just outside this door.
Well, Aqua Safari Resort gives you the best of both worlds and more. Let them take the stress out of the process. Okay? The last time I was there, I didn't feel any headache like I feel when I'm in Accra.
True.
And so that you can brainstorm and do a lot of things for your company.
Charlie, the quality of air is even better.
So please write this number down and I'll take my time. 0540 110190. 0540 110190. And watch your conferences and events effortlessly taken care of.
If you are not really in tune with riverfront properties and enjoyment like Aqua Safari, I am recommending to you an Eco Park kind of feeling. That's if you're wondering where to hold your strategy planning meetings, your board sessions or staff retreats, there's only one venue that I should have in mind. So Winston was pitching to you Aqua Safari. Now I am giving you another pitch, which is Safari Valley Resort. Mama, we choose. between Aqua Safari and Safari. You choose.
You can alternate. I think it's a better way of doing it.
This woman. He said choose. He said you want both.
She's here to do.
So think of the green, serene environment, the accessibility, the meeting room capacity, the flow and layout of space, the room flexibility, the quality of equipment, the staff and first class catering services. And they can tell you where every food product you are eating there is coming from on the same land. Yeah. It's not from some of these guys. I'm saying pit. They can tell you where the food is coming from on the same land. Yeah. You know that thinking you get when they have just caught some fish and brought it to you and they cooked it for you. That thinking is that you got it from no pollution source. Yeah. And that in between that, you are getting the very best.
Fresh vegetables.
If you see how sustainability is built into the system, you'll be very happy. In fact, you'll be happy engaging Safari Valley Resort and promoting sustainability too. That is supposed to be your first choice. Call Safari Valley Resort on 0596 914 394. Safari Valley, bringing you closer to nature. I'm still out by the open sky kind of bathroom with all of the elements there and the larger space and everything. The bathroom is like some of this room. You understand? And the kind of arrangement they have had, the woody part of every bit of that. You step out in the morning and this woman close her eyes.
Don't wake me up. Keep going.
Well, Safari Valley is where you should be doing all your retreats, all your boss sessions and your planning meetings.
All right, and from the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on your journey, starting a career, building a family, growing business, or planning your future, we are here for your journey. Every goal deserves a chance to flourish. And with hard work, dedication, and a strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. So trust in the journey and understand that Fidelity Bank is with you every step of the way. Together, let's turn your dreams into reality. We are here for your journey. Fidelity Bank, believe with us.
And the Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, is organizing furniture promotional sale. And so you can get between 10 to 15% discount on all furniture at the furniture shops, Tema near Community 4 Head Office, Takrady at Market Circle, Cape Coast at the University Bookshop, Spinters Road near APSA, Atomic Center Point Mall, Winneba University Campus, KN University and Santas in Kumasi. You can also shop online, kingdomstoreonline.com. Hurry while stock lasts. For enquiries, please call 0501 620810 or 0302 764 101 or email info@kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery, where quality and affordability are assured. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, the Bronya Loop Base Special from Total Energies is still happening big time. This is supposed to end on the 31st of January 2025. They are ready. They are ever ready to continue spreading some festive cheer. Now, all that you need to do is go to, like Mamavi, the Far Avenue one. There is also the Liberation Road, Tesano. There is also the Dakuman, the Link Road, the Sakumono, the Oxford Street, the Community One Stadium, and the Apremdo Total Energy service stations. You just need to change your engine oil, right?
Yeah.
And you get a free elite car wash. You know that thing that converts your car from Tico, right? Oh, we don't have Ticos in the system again.
Tico, no.
Yeah, they still they don't exist.
And then there's
Vitz. From a Vitz to a V8. That's how you feel in the car after this elite car wash. It will keep it sparkling, and you'll be very impressed with it. It's like giving your car a holiday makeover. So while preparing to hit the road, make sure your vehicle is ready for the festivities. For more details and updates, visit the website totalenergiesgh.com. Follow Total Energies GH Ghana. Yes, Total Energies Ghana first. On Facebook, on X is Total Energies GH, and also on Instagram, Total Energies GH.
All right, we've got your birthdays plus sports all coming up here on the Super Morning Show. Please stay with us.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Hey, so as as for you, every day you are just pressing your phone. Why? Are they paying you?
They are, Oma.
Eh?
The more I use my MTN, the more points I get. And I can use those points to get airtime, data, and even discounts at shops and restaurants.
Hey, so that is why all of you are always pressing your phones. And you won't tell us, so that we too we can enjoy some.
Oh, ma.
There's always more to enjoy with MTN Rewards. Just keep talking, testing, and browsing all day, every day to collect your points and use it to redeem amazing offers and discounted freebies right away. There's so much available for you. So dial *550# and get your reward today. Let's go everywhere you go.
Kweku, have you heard what they are doing on MTN?
Imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. Picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right, we are not just offering loans, we are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of the following phone lines: 050-153-5789, 050-153-5790, 0244-674154. Let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
When you hear that sound, it can only mean one thing. It's the sound of excitement, the sound of milky goodness. It's the unmistakable sound of rich, creamy deliciousness. The sound that lets you know that the original milky richness awaits. The milky richness you can find in every bite of Munchie Milk Shortcake.
With its unique blend of milky richness and carefully selected ingredients, Munchie Milk Shortcake is crafted from an original age-old recipe to delight your taste buds. If you're looking for pure satisfaction and the authentic taste of original milky richness, it's time to grab a pack of your favorite biscuit, Munchie Milk Shortcake, today.
This advert is FDA approved.
Wake up, good morning, good morning.
All right, birthday messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go.
And Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group,
as close as a partner.
And this one says, to my lovely, beautiful wife, Mrs. Caroline Adelaide Ofori Atta, I wish you a happy birthday. You're 40 years today, and I'm grateful to God for giving me a gift like you. It's also our 15th marriage anniversary. Whoa. Happy anniversary. You're just perfect. I love you. Aww. And it's coming from your husband. One that is coming from Ishmael Ejekum Hene says, kindly wish
Is it about the energy?
No, it's not about energy. But he's listening. So Ishmael, after that, come and talk about the energy.
Yes. Yeah.
Kindly wish Mrs. Rita Ejekum Hene of Was a glorious and blessed birthday. It's from your husband, Ishmael, kids Sharon, Kobe, Oheneba, and Nyamepe. Ishmael, fine-tune the message.
Why? The man is just delivered a simple message. Why are you trying to?
It shouldn't be simple. He should give a bit of vibe, you know?
Yes, sir.
Please leave the man alone.
Yes, sir. But also,
today is the birthday of Prosper. Prosper, I'm not sure that Prosper's age is just like Mama V. There are people that are not sure how they are growing, you know. But they are old.
What you say.
Prosper is old, but you know, it's not visible on their body.
I have seen people who never mention their age.
Like, you know, Mama V's own, you know.
Really?
Mama Vi.
If you guys say the truth elsewhere, then they are complaining.
But you know, today is actually Lexus Bill's birthday.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Nana Udi Asa the Wamp. So Lexus Bill, Happy birthday.
The man who cannot dance. Today is John's birthday. John Kujoji, also on multimedia.
And it's
happy
is that the reason why he's coming here
and
every 2 minutes?
No, it's not.
And also the birthday of Kpekpo.
KMJ.
Justice.
Yeah.
Take your time. I mention the full name.
Okay,
Kpekpo Maxwell Justice.
Repeat that part.
Kpekpo Maxwell Justice. KMJ for short.
All right, John Kujoji, happy birthday to
we
you.
do some
man.
Maxwell Justice kind of thing, you know.
But the name is Kpekpo.
All right, if it's your birthday today,
Justice.
Enjoy your day.
Certainly.
And
You
happy
should.
birthday.
It's Akosia Ojiri's birthday too. And it's all coming from George Cray.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Let's get into the sports center now. And it's brought to us by MTN.
Everywhere you go.
Standard Chartered Bank.
Here for good.
And if it's football you want, we've got it all. Yes, all of it on DSTV. All the leagues, all the caps, all the matches live in HD. This season promises to be exciting. It is exciting already. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
But today is also the birthday of Chonam Akpelo, the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of AGI.
Okay.
So happy birthday to you, Chonam. And today happens to be the birthday of Mrs. Florence Asante, and this one from your husband, Elder Asante, who is a major retired, and the children home and abroad. They wish you long life and good health. But my people, Thursdays are now extra special on MTN. Yes, your Thursdays just got more exciting because from now on you get a nice 25% bonus on your first data bundle purchase of the day when you bundle on my MTN app or use *138#. This is every Thursday on MTN. MTN is saying that's not enough for a lovely customer like you. So they're offering a free extra movie ticket when you pay with Momo at the Silverbird Cinemas at the Accra and West Hills malls. For those of you wonderful people in the great Garden City, Kumasi, you get your free tickets at the Golden Cinemas in the Kumasi Mall. If you ask me, I think your movie dates are sorted from now on. Now, this is what I call a sweet deal. So set your reminders, bundle on my MTN or *138# and make the best of your 25% first data bundle discount and visit the cinemas, use Momo and get your free ticket, your free extra movie ticket on MTN's Yellow Thursday.
All right, and as the new year begins, it's essential to take the right steps towards achieving financial stability. The start of a new year is the perfect opportunity to set your financial goals and start on the right path. An input from a professional can make the difference. At Standard Chartered Wealth Management Limited Company, you have access to a wide range of investment options that offer you monthly and half-yearly interest payments through diversified investment portfolios. Call us on 0233 000041. That's 0233 30,041 or 0200 127755, or visit us on the 4th floor of the Opebia House Airport Accra today and speak with our certified investment advisors on what options suit your financial objectives and risk appetite. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Here for sports, Marvin. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Achu. I am doing very well. How are you?
We thank the Lord.
It's Friday, so I'm good.
It is.
I'm really good.
Fridays are like mini holidays for all of us, and we're looking forward to having a great weekend. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Victor Achu Tamaklu. Coming up, we've got quite a bit in store for you. Including the madness that took place in Kumasi at the offices of the National Sports Authority.
To go 1.5 degrees Celsius.
Ultimate stadium Emma renovation where I'm for your Juma over 3 months in Chomoka. By December, I would hear I'm 100 million that could be.
You the full dossier on what went down in Kumasi yesterday.
Ultimate stadium Emma renovation where I'm for your Juma over 3 months in Chomoka. By December, I would hear I'm 100 million that could be.
Yeah, that happened in Kumasi yesterday. We've got details of that, plus in the NBA.
80, one of the tallest guys in the league, back tapped it, but picked up by the Rockets. Van Fleet on the bounce to Green, who flies in the air.
Yeah, he's been electric, and
Again, off the bounce, green on Edie.
The excitement continues, but there was one game that could not take place because of the wildfires in LA. We've got details of that and more to come in a moment. But the Ashanti Regional Director of the National Sports Authority, Kwame Barmensa, has been forcibly ejected from his office by unknown persons. Now, a combination of unidentified thugs with the support of staff of the NSA at the Barbara Stadium on Thursday morning locked up all offices except that of the NSA administrator. Love FM's Delali Atiasie has more in this report.
The heavily built men demanded that Kwame Ba vacated his office and handed over the keys to his office and his official car. Officers from the Asokwa police station, led by ASP Kofi Abuaje, intervened to control the scene and allow the safe departure of the regional director. Events took a dramatic turn when a greater number of staff of the NSA in the Ashanti region supported the action of the thugs, with many seen jubilating and hooting their boss out of the premises. The staff leveled a series of allegations against their boss, ranging from inappropriate promotions to victimization, bad working relations, corrupt practices, and non-payment of allowances for casual workers for 3 months.
Yenya hwe amfiri no ho yenya message bia nso amfiri no ho say staff no yebekɔ fie me ba ha 3 years ni yebekɔ bia ampanifo no mo anto ensafre nyina no mo hyira say kwa mo kɔ no staff mo hwɛ mo nso ye na yenya nsa me hyia asomdwe mu yi ebesa ba biom no no ma sa ka kyerɛ staff mo kɔ mo hwɛ mo nso ye na afie be ba no yenya nsa be hyia asomdwe mu we de yenya message bia amfiri obia ho say yapon say yampon ye yenya hwe Ana ya no the platform say and you meeting 11 o'clock 11 time no say ya ko meeting ya ntehwe yehu ya say na dun say dada about to say meeting na maso ana rush ko say adenti na meeting na maso no say close platform no kwa mbaba yi no o say NSC skania but buy no full ska ultimate stadium e ma han unye renovation we ama for ye adwuma over 3 months into Omuka. But December, you have amount 100 million that could be brought. Stop.
I don't know who's money 100 million.
They tell us say, yeah, staffy, casual, 3 months into Omuka. Yakwaka, bui. Obaya also be a US cab by all fools. This is say, the robot and it's only a chinko. Simple as that.
Now why not in the buy?
Majid Bawa. Majid Bawa didn't buy Majid Bawa. Simple.
After deliberations with the police, the thugs, who had increased in number, left the premises while the police helped the regional director to pack items from his office into a waiting vehicle. The staff will not allow Mr. Barmensa to leave with packs of bottled water, insisting the water was purchased with NSA funds. In a rather unceremonious manner, the regional director was booed by the staff before he was escorted into a private vehicle that sped off to the delight of the NSA workers, some of whom held insults and invectives at their boss.
Yeah, even the woman joined in. My good friend Kwame Barmensa, who is now being forcibly evicted from his role as the Ashanti Regional Director of the National Sports Authority. Well, we do not know what will happen from here on. But yeah, that's the madness that took place at the Barbara Stadium, where the NSA's offices in the Ashanti region can be found. But the madness extended to football, because yesterday a club distanced themselves from a statement that was made by a shareholder of the club. Young Apostles yesterday, they gave their president Sami Enimadu reason to urge followers of the club to dismiss Thursday's statements, disassociating themselves from comments he made on referee Maxwell Hansen. Now, earlier on Wednesday, Enimadu had described the center referee in Accra Lions' defeat to Dreams FC in the Ghana Premier League match. His name is Maxwell Hansen, as a man for the dirty works. He also alleged threats from the FA to relegate the club, Young Apostles, after calling out officiating deficiencies in the Ghana Premier League. Now, while his remarks have seen him being charged by the disciplinary committee of the Ghana Football Association for misconduct, he's got other issues to contend with, because yesterday the club released a statement distancing themselves from the comment he made. In fact, they referred to him as a club official and not a co-owner of the club or his official designation, club president. Enimadu was on Prime Sports last night, and he told Joy Sports that football spectators and shareholders have got to dismiss the statement that the club released yesterday.
It's not from the club. I'm a criminal of the club. Whoever wrote that letter don't have any power beyond above me. So please disregard that statement. It is being discussed in the club at the club level.
You're saying that the statement did not come from your club. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. That I don't want to talk much because it's an internal issue. But I can tell you that that letter will be disregarded definitely.
But you saw the person who signed it. Who signed it? Is the person not affiliated to the club?
He is not the CEO. He's the general manager, and he doesn't have power beyond me. And he can't. Nobody has sanctioned him to write that letter. But I know where all that is coming from. Don't worry. I don't want to call that. Please. That's an internal issue.
Yeah, that's Sami Enimado speaking to my colleague Musbar Razak on Prime Sports last night. Well, Enimado also insisted that he was not in the wrong for the comments that he made.
I know a lot of people say, why did I come out? But if Accra Lions has come out and I spoke about this same man and it's about this same man and I don't come out to support him, then I'll be a coward. Because I spoke about this same man at Congress. We were dialoguing, we were brainstorming, and I said, this man, why is it that when he's appointed, there's this tag? Why?
Let's talk more club football news. And Asante Kotoko head coach Prosper Natogum is optimistic that new signing Samson Eduku will hit the ground running and help the club in their title charge. Eduku is a former player of Kerala United, played for Sekeni Azakes and Elmina Sharks in the Ghana Premier League. In his first words, he says he is very much at home. Right, so let's move the conversation on. And the Black Starlets have got a new coach because 15 years after leaving his role as assistant coach, Frimpong Manso is set to make a return to the team, this time as head coach. He's agreed to replace Lai Kingston, who left the job in May last year after the team failed to qualify for the Under-17 African Cup of Nations. In Spain, Jude Bellingham's second-half strike helped Real Madrid beat Mallorca in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, to set up a meeting with Barcelona in Sunday's Spanish Super Cup final. Meanwhile, Mohamed Kudus, we told you he's got a new manager in Graham Potter. He was unveiled and he says he's looking forward to his new environment.
Looking forward to working with the staff here at the club. There'll be lots of talented people, I'm sure. Part of our approach is to be collaborative, to work together. As I said, we need everybody to be pulling in the same direction. We need to be aligned. We need to use the resources we have. In the Premier League, there's lots of good players, lots of good coaches, top everywhere. So unless you're together, unless you're moving forward together, it becomes very difficult. So that's going to be the challenge, and that's what I'm looking forward to, and I'm really, really excited by it. And my first impressions for everybody has been.
Well, let's do some NBA news. And the Los Angeles Lakers have been forced to postpone the fixture against the Charlotte Hornets amid the ongoing wildfires in the region. The NHL side, Los Angeles Kings, who also play at the Crypto.com Arena, also postponed their meeting with the Calgary Flames, which was scheduled for 3:30 earlier today. Firefighters in the area are battling a number of blazes in city suburbs as nearly as 180,000 residents were forced to evacuate. Meanwhile, Darius Garland scored 40 points in 14 of 22 shooting, helping the Cleveland Cavaliers narrowly avoid an upset with a 132-126 win over the visiting Toronto Raptors on Wednesday. At the end of the game, his manager, Kenny Atkinson, says he was the man who won the match for them.
He carried us. I mean, this is the first game all year I felt like one guy carried us. He carried us. We weren't good. But he single-handedly took over this game. I'm going to just campaign. If he's not an all-star, I don't know what an all-star looks like. And I don't know his clutch numbers. I'm sure they have to be elite. They have to be tops in the league. So he makes big plays for us at the end of the game.
Kenny Atkinson there elsewhere. Tyler Harris scored 23 and Jamie Jacques at a 20 in a 97-92 win over the Utah Jazz on Thursday in Salt Lake City and in the Joy Sports Center.
All right, Victor Achu-Tamaklo, thank you very much for the Sports Center here on the Super Morning Show. Log on to myjoyonline.com/sports for more sports stories. Social media messages here on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa.
EcoBank Mobile, they make me say, oh yeah, oh yeah. EcoBank Mobile, they make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Oh yeah, download it. You go enjoy it. In my rhyming check, rhyming check. In my rhyming check. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even church tights with the Apple. EcoBank Apple.
Life is easy with the EcoBank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the EcoBank mobile app. You know, it's 5-star life with EcoBank. Can promise.
Wear a condom for sex and protect yourself from HIV. HIV has no cure, no condom, no sex. This message is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission.
It's 59 minutes after 7 on the Super Morning Show. Here's your fuel station tips brought to us by Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies Shaping Policy, Advancing Industry Standards. Your tip for today says follow staff instructions. Always comply with instructions given by fuel station staff regarding safety protocols and emergency procedures. Always comply with instructions given by fuel station staff regarding safety protocols and emergency procedures. Follow staff instructions. Simply, that's your fuel station tip brought to us by Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, Shaping Policy, Advancing Industry Standards. It takes us straight into 8 a.m. for the Business Minutes. Thanks to Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG, we stand with you. Anointed Engineering Services, the Generator Experts, and Pinnacle Life Insurance. More for your smile.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you. Anointed Engineering Services, the Generator Experts, and Pinnacle Life Insurance. More for your smile. The Association of Ghana Industries has described Ghana's tax system as unfair and counterproductive to the growth of local businesses. Chief Executive of Dalex Finance, Joe Jackson, says President John Mahama's first budget will prove whether he's committed to supporting the private sector. Economist Professor Peter Korte says Finance Minister designate Dr. Cassia Lato-Forsen, if approved by Parliament, must bring to bear his experience in finance to help formulate good policies that would ensure economic growth. And elsewhere in the US, the Los Angeles wildfires are on track to be among the costliest in US history. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you. Anointed Engineering Services, the Generator Experts, and Pinnacle Life Insurance. More for your smile.
Super Morning Show. Keep this frequency clear. 99.7. It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
And it's 2 minutes after 8. This is the Super Morning Show. It's a Friday. We are live here on Joy 99.7 FM. Thanks to Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG, we stand with you. Anointed Engineering Services, the Generator Experts, and Pinnacle Life Insurance. More for your smile. It's because of them that we're able to bring you the Business Minute here on the Super Morning Show. Let's talk about Anointed Engineering Services Limited. They sell ultra silent fuel efficient diesel generating sets. They've got size Sizes ranging from 5 kVA to 3,000 kVA at competitive prices. For every generator you acquire, you will enjoy 5 years warranty. They also undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generating sets. So what kind of service are you getting from Anointed Engineering Services? 24-hour emergency services, sale of genuine spare part, reliable rental services, professional advice, and sales of tower lights and rental. They have their new branches in Bibiani. Petrogy is opposite Bethel School Junction on the main Bibiani Kumasi Highway. Also in Techiman, ex-oil filling station on the main Techiman Kumasi Highway. And here in Accra, at number 77 Anointed House, that's where their head office is located on the main Odoko Malam Road. The highway actually is near the Odoko traffic light. They have 18 branches in all, so anywhere in the capital or wherever you are in Ghana, just look out for Anointed Engineering Services Limited. They have a training school as well. It trains students on generators and plants, auto mechanics, electricals and controls, as well as solar installations. They offer 80% hands-on training and 20% theory. Call their hotlines on 0243 80334 or 0243 690295. Anointed, the generator experts. And what makes you smile? Is it time with your loved ones, pursuing your passions, or simply enjoying life's little moment? At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we believe that life insurance should do more than just protect your family's financial future. It should also help you live your best life now. Our policies offer comprehensive coverage, living benefits, and rewards to help you make the most of today, because we think of wealth differently. At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we provide solutions that give you more for your smile, more time, more freedom, and certainly more joy. For more information on our policies, call us on 0501 451 400, 0501 451 400, or visit pinnaclelifeinsurance.com.gh and explore, learn more. Pinnacle Life Insurance, more for your smile.
It's too much of us, it's dangerous, so dangerous, we so dangerous.
Well, the president released his first list of nominees yesterday. What are your observations? And then also, this happened in Parliament.
When the names were read out by Mr. Speaker, he read out only 3 names: the Finance Minister designate, the Energy Minister designate, and the Attorney General and Minister of Justice designate. Mr. Speaker, this thought appointment is unacceptable. Mr. Speaker, this is a government that promised a 24-hour economy in opposition. They told us that they were ready for government. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, indulge me.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Yes, indulge me.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Is that how you are starting it?
Please.
Let me finish.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Yes.
I'm just indulging you because you are a leader. This is a time slotted for correction of vote and proceedings.
Yeah, with your leave. Mr. Speaker, this government, I'm talking for you, please, it's for you. Mr. Speaker, this government promised a 24-hour economy. Mr. Speaker, we expect them to be ready from day one. Mr. Speaker, you cannot start energy, finance, attorney general. When are the red of the minister? You must be ready. We want to hear Ama Kofi Bua. We want to hear Agric. We want to hear Agric ministry. Honorable Erikopoku.
Honorable Leader.
Honorable Erikopoku.
Honorable Minority
Leader. We want to
Leader.
hear Agric ministry. We want to hear roads and highways.
Honorable Minority Leader.
We want to hear lands and natural resources.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Education.
Morning Show.
All right, the Minority Leader Alexandra Fenyumaking making a case on the floor of Parliament. He wants more names, not just 3. We'll look into all that here on the Super Morning Show, but of course, please have your say. Send us WhatsApp messages with your thoughts on 055 1111 997 and reach us on X, Joy997, as well as Facebook with the hashtag Joy SMS. Let's know what you think. And 3 names came out yesterday. Attorney General, this Energy Minister, and this Finance Minister. Are you impressed? What are your first observations? Top stories, big stories, I beg your pardon, brought to us by Telecel. Connecting Energy's latest home, your partner for life, Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa, and Republic Bank, we're the one for you. So have you heard Republic Bank is given this season, and they are given big. Pay with your Visa credit card and stand a chance to win an all expenses paid trip to Dubai or luxury staycation at some of Ghana's finest beach resorts, including Maha Beach Resort, Breezes Beach, or Camp Chache. You could also win a 5-course dinner for 2 at the exquisite Brasa restaurant, a full day spa services for 2, and other exciting rewards in the Republic Bank Tap, Win and Fly to Dubai promotion. All you need to do is just use any of your Republic Bank Visa credit cards. So which one have you got? Is it Infinite, Adishi, or Classic Card? Any of them applicable. So please use your cards. And remember, every tap counts. So it's time to fly to Dubai with a Republic Bank Visa card. Let's do it. Start tapping and make this season unforgettable. This promotion is under the Caritas Lottery platform. Republic Bank, we're the one for you. Now switch to Telecel fixed broadband today and experience incredible bonuses, non-expiry bundles, data transfers across devices, and lots more. New customers get 50% bonus data in addition to other mind-blowing offers, and existing customers receive 300% bonus data on every broadband renewal to keep browsing. So to subscribe to Telecel fixed broadband for these amazing offers, just dial *900#, or use the Telecel Play app, or visit a Telecel retail outlet, or better still, just go to the Telecel website, telecel.com.gh, and get connected today. Terms and conditions apply. Telecel, connecting energies. 055-1111-997. Reach us via WhatsApp on this number, or go to X, and when you post, please add the hashtag JoySMS. Social media messages are brought to us by EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa. Don't be scammed. Really important message from EcoBank. Fraud activities are on the increase as scammers continue to target customers of various banks through phone calls, text messages, and emails to get customers to divulge sensitive information such as password, PIN, card information, CVV, OTP, and other personal details. Their ultimate goal is to steal your money. EcoBank wishes to advise all customers to be extra vigilant and never trust any phone calls, text messages, or emails from anybody posing as an EcoBank staff assisting customers to update their bank details. Some of them give you the impressions that EcoBank will be calling you to ask for your account or card details, or help you link your Ghana card to your bank account, or offer unsolicited assistance. Simply beware, as these fraudsters will try to gain your trust and persuade you to give out your personal or account details. Protect yourself by never sharing sensitive details with anyone claiming to represent EcoBank. And here are some tips that you should always remember. That first of all, bank account details can only be updated at an EcoBank branch. EcoBank mobile app can only be upgraded at the App Store or Play Store. And linking your Ghana card to your EcoBank account is at any EcoBank branch or at The website ecobank.com. Do not share your password, your PIN, OTP, or card information, or any other personal information with anyone, whether remotely or face to face. And never give the 16 digits or any number on your card to anyone. Also, avoid any calls or messages that request you to click a link, and report any suspicious SMS, email, or phone call to the Ecobank Contact Center. And kindly also delete such messages at once. And when in doubt or you feel insecure at any time about your account, please call the Ecobank Contact Center on this toll-free number 0800 003 225. It's the Super Morning Show, 13 minutes after 8.
Wake up, good morning, good morning. Auntie T, abeg, fix me gobetete Ghana. No garri, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I fit handle am.
For Telecel, we the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want them. That *530# then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Are you hoping to start university this January? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our January 2025 intake. Apply now for our foundation program. For more information, contact us at +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Do you want to remain productive and competitive in your business? Then I am happy to remind you that Anointed Engineering Services Limited is still here to serve. We provide homes, offices, and institutions with ultra-silent, reliable, and fuel-efficient diesel generating sets with sizes ranging from 5 kVA to 3000 kVA at unbeatable prices. You also enjoy a 5-year warranty. Anointed Engineering is noted for unwavering 24-hour after-sale emergency service, rental and sale of tile lights and genuine spare parts, undertake repair and maintenance of all diesel generators, and buy back used generators. Sign up today at our training school and gain hands-on experience from our team of professionals on generators, plants, auto mechanics, electricals, controls, and solar installations. Anointed Engineering has 18 branches nationwide. Locate our head office in Accra at number 77 Anointed House on the main Odoko Malam Highway near the Odoko traffic light. Call our hotlines on 0302 324723 or 0243 690295. Also on 0243 480334. Anointed Engineering Services Limited, the generator experts.
I used to stress about where to receive my Advertisements sticker and always used to doubt whether my friend has really sent it.
So I asked a friend of mine and he said his wife used to have similar challenges until she decided to receive money transfers from CBG.
Well, I can relate because now I receive my money from CBG. It's so simple, fast and secure with no delays and no hidden fees. And I must say, life is now feeling good.
Stay connected to your loved ones no matter where they are. With Consolidated Bank Ghana's money transfer services, you can receive money quickly and securely from abroad, whether through MoneyGram, Western Union, PayAngel, TransFast, UnityLink, RIA, EaseRemit, Thunes, TapTap Send, and TerraPay. Cash out your way any day with Consolidated Bank Ghana. Welcome to the good life. CBG, we stand with you.
We stand with
What makes you smile? Is it time with loved ones, pursuing your passions, or simply enjoying life's little moments? At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we believe that life insurance should do more than just protect your family's financial future. It should also help you live your best life now. Our policies offer comprehensive coverage, living benefits, and rewards to help you make the most of today because we think of wealth differently. At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we provide solutions that give you more for your smile, more time, more freedom, more joy. For more information on our policies, call us on 0501 451 400 or visit www.pinnaclelife.com.gh. Pinnacle Life Insurance, more for your smile.
For you, are you, are you, are you?
On God, oh, you,
Speaker, he read out only 3 names: the finance minister designate, the energy minister designate, and the attorney general and minister of justice designate. Mr. Speaker, this thought appointment is unacceptable. Mr. Speaker, this is a government that promised a 24-hour economy. In opposition, they told us that they were ready for government. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, indulge me.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Yes, indulge me.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Is that how you are starting it?
Please.
Let me finish. Let me.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Yes.
I'm just indulging you because you are a leader. This is a time slotted for correction of vote and proceedings.
Yeah, with your leave. Mr. Speaker, this government, I'm talking for you, please, it's for you. Mr. Speaker, this government promised a 24-hour economy. Mr. Speaker, we expect them to be ready from day one. Mr. Speaker, you cannot start energy, finance, attorney general. When are the red of the minister? You must be ready. We want to hear Ama Kofi Bua. We want to hear Agric. We want to hear Agric ministry. Honorable Erikopoku.
Honorable Leader.
Honorable Erikopoku.
Honorable Minority
Leader. We want to hear Agric ministry. We want to hear roads and highways.
Honorable Minority Leader.
We want to hear lands and natural resources.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Education.
But now you have a clear understanding of who and who is going here because you have a vision. So, but the priority for me is to focus on poverty reduction measures. Approximately 30% of Ghanaians are extremely poor. That is unacceptable.
Of course, we know the economic situation we find ourselves in. I'm expecting him to, from his first budget reading, that will be from March. The current budget that is being running is more or less a budget owned by the previous administration, and so the one that he's going to read from March, he will give us a signal of a reorientation of the economy.
For us in the business community, it's really an exciting news in the sense that Dr. Ato Forson has been in that ministry and in that position as a deputy minister. So he comes now as the minister with a lot of experience and know-how, especially that he's been there. One of the things we expect the new finance minister is to ensure that we have a business-friendly environment. That is key. We are also looking at taxes. I know during the campaign of the current government, they talked about scrapping some taxes. We look forward to that. And also, what incentives are they also looking at bringing to the business community as to ensure that the 24-hour economy can be realized?
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
As the Super Morning Show, President John Mahama yesterday released his first set of ministerial nominees, and it's got a lot of people talking. We're having the conversation in terms of observations that have been made so far. What are the expectations of these 3, Kessel Atoforsen, Dominic Ayeni, and Abu Jinapo? All right. Kenneth Thompson is former CEO of Dalex Finance, and Franklin Kujo is president of Imani Africa. They're joining us via phone for this conversation. Gentlemen, good morning. Happy New Year to you both.
Good morning. Happy New Year. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Many happy returns, madam.
Yes, sir. So I just want to ask what you make of the list that came out, these 3 names that have come out so far. And I think I want to begin with you, Mr. Thompson.
Hello, good morning again. First, I think like all Ghanaians realize, in terms of the economy of Ghana, we're on uncharted waters. I mean, we're in debt, so much debt. We are shut out of the international capital markets. And minority is like, Ghana is being asked from like being somebody who lives in a 2-bedroom house in Adenta, and now we're being asked to move to a 1-bedroom room in Abokobi. No disrespect. So, in this situation where in uncharted waters, and you are appointing, who do you look for? Look for somebody with experience, understands what they're going to do, has done it before, can communicate, knows how to speak, because you need to speak to people. Economy is about sentiment. It's very critical that you communicate. Somebody who has a network of people, you need to make phone calls, you need to call your friends because you need help. But above all, you need somebody with energy. Dr. Atforson is 46 years old. With all due respect, I'm 63. I can't do that job. If I hear tomorrow that he's put a bed in his office, that's what I expect. You need somebody with energy, somebody to run up and down. Somebody to do it. And so for me, he ticks those boxes for me, and quite happy with the appointment so far. In terms of what we expect that he maintains fiscal discipline. Fiscal discipline, when we talk about fiscal discipline, I think that's a very big word. All that it means, we'll try, the economists band around big words and confuse all about it. All it means that we've got to spend within our means, because if we don't do that, the cost of borrowing goes up, because government continues to borrow. And then the private sector is not able to get money to do business. It thinks it needs to simplify the tax scheme. It needs to be made simple. Investment incentives. One thing that really irks me is that, we have incentives that the foreigners get, and we Ghanaians don't get it. Make the regulatory framework simple. And above all, support SMEs, because for Ghana to develop is the private sector, is the private sector, is the private sector. And then, as a politician, we want him. I was reading something this morning. They should not be obsessed with the perks of power. They should be obsessed and passionate about doing the work. And if the leaders are good, we will all follow. But for me, he ticks my boxes. He's got experience, he can communicate, he has a network, and above all, he's young. Because this job requires somebody who's young, somebody who has energy, somebody who can work 15-hour days for weeks. And as long as he meets all, he does what he's supposed to do, he will be fine. But we're in uncharted waters, and I don't expect any results overnight. These are uncharted waters. With the energy minister, I don't know him personally. I don't know any of them personally, but when he's spoken, he sounds knowledgeable about the industry. The energy sector is another place that is in a mess. And no matter how they try to pull the wool over our eyes, it's an absolute mess. And he's also young. He talks about it knowledgeably. He has the experience. So, at least in these key areas, we have young people. And I stress the word young because, you can have all the knowledge in the world, you can have all the experience in the world, but if you don't have energy, you can have passion. But if you don't have energy, you can't execute. And we want people that can execute. Those are my comments.
Right. And Franklin?
Well, thanks, Mr. Thompson. What pleasant news, really. Look, in addition to what Ken has said, I've worked with Fatu for quite some time, and I think he's got the, should I call it, the humility and the knowledge actually to execute this job. Don't forget he served under Setepe. By the way, Setepe was also a very excellent minister, and I think he's still lurking in the shadows as he has been probably might be appointed a presidential advisor or something, and so maybe complementing Ato one way or the other. But Ato has actually learned the ropes. I think that in addition to what Ken said, you see, I think Ghana's economy, obviously, fiscal and if you like the macroeconomic and fiscal instability we have with the economy clearly emanates from fiscal indiscipline. And I've seen Ato argue on the floor of Parliament, essentially why we should never ever encourage happy debt contractor, if you like, as a ministry or as a minister of finance. Because essentially, if that was just the work to be done, anybody can borrow. Who was it that said even his own child can borrow? If it was just governor was just about borrowing. Unfortunately, they borrowed through the roof and has left us into a debt iceberg as we speak right now. It's not even thawing as we speak. So on that score, I think Ato has got the discipline to understand that the accounts of this economy have to be balanced one way or the other. And he has a corporate experience. You know, when I say corporate, I don't mean investment banking. Investment bankers are overhyped. In fact, the kinds we've had in this part of our world, which eventually found themselves in politics, were overhyped and then led us into this whole rabbit hole, and then came up with all these things that we are dealing with right now. I'm not saying investment bankers are bad. That's not what I'm saying. I have good friends who are investment bankers, by the way. Some of them have advised me, and then they didn't see the debt exchange coming, but I lost money. In any case, I still respect them. But we don't want those gambling type of investment bankers. And they should never ever come near the politics of power in this country, because they don't really understand public policy and sound public policy service. I'm taking jabs at the previous finance minister, if you get my drift. But Ato has that corporate experience as well. He's seen it. He's run a firm that advises many governments across West Africa and Africa. I know that for a fact. And I think that at the risk of sounding overly enthusiastic, I think he's really seen the books of this country, and he knows exactly where the bodies will be buried and what essentially ought to happen. Two things I'll say. You know, just a while back, I think somewhere in April, I was contracted alongside a few British, 2 British and 3 other Ghanaians. I was deputy team leader for that group. And we were contracted to design a program. The design program we call the Fiscal and Economic Resilience for Ghana, to complement public financial management efforts by the various, development partners. And when we did that, and we invited Ato, for the near 2-hour conversation we had, I knew in my heart that, look, he speaks the language that everybody will understand, the language of finance, the language of economics, and he understood exactly. In fact, we didn't need to interpret what he was telling us. From that moment when he left, one of my guys, my team leader, the British guy, said, "This guy is really experienced and knows the job." I said with Kuku Kwati, in fact, we had 2 of these men, and we were blown away because these guys understand exactly what it is to run this country. Never think that these positions are supposed to be hallowed positions, and so anybody who has worked at the Ministry of Finance for that long, and I took his time to learn, understand. The other point I want to make is that, so when we interacted, we found out that the how do I put it? Let me just remember. But actually, the point I'm trying to make is that after engaging him, it was clear to us that, look, the issues around, especially at the Ministry of Finance, when it comes to budget reforms, the act of budget making is such a porous enterprise at the various ministries. I mean, Eva, who is chief director, has been crying for years now. The low skill, the low capacity of budget officers in the various ministries to get these things going. And we found out that if we could engineer some sort of help in that area, maybe the £5 million we were supposed to design this program with, we could advise and then make sure that some of the money goes to train proper budget officers, and then we can have some serious reform. Because look, ministries will come out with budgets, and one ministry, for instance, I won't mention the name, not a ministry, an agency as part of a ministry, consistently kept adding certain types of vehicles. If they're not for the clever eyes of Eva Mens, that ministry, those people would have continuously been purchasing the same vehicles for almost 4 times. And she said, but we bought these vehicles the last time. Anyway, aside the shenanigans, there's also the quality of the budget process. And I think that support that we are planning to give, I'm sure would help turn this around. And by the way, I brought this matter up when we spoke. The other matter he brought up obviously has to do with debt management in this country. Did you know that one of the reasons why we have debt challenges is that we have only one very esteemed man, well experienced, Sam Marquest, who virtually handles debt management in this country. I mean, and he's crying that he needs people who can help so that they will do proper debt management. He's only one, so now he's forced to learn accounting, forced to learn economics, forced to learn law. So because debt management is an amalgam of all these various entities, which is why Ghana has to engage the likes of Lagarde and the rest to help them in the negotiations there. But outside of Ghana, the side of Ghana, there's this policy. We discussed this. Ato said that is true. We need that kind of support. If you have that, that person can obviously be telling the minister that, look, don't be debt happy. Be careful. We know the debt level. We would have managed our debt properly before even getting to this whole contorted conversation about debt exchange. So I'm just saying that just on this score, knowing Ato and knowing the things he knows about the ministry, I think that he needs that support. And we should be able to give him that support. The other gentleman, by the way, Janaury, same guy. I mean, he's astute. He's learned the ropes. Janaury actually speaks a lot of finance as well. You realize. I mean, if somebody who is at energy must understand finance as well. I mean, so it's a clever appointment, really. I mean, if you think that when Janaury gets up and speaks in Parliament, sometimes he has such financial and economic charm that I ask myself, how did this guy come to learn this stuff so easily and has a humility to express himself as well and then get things going? Of course, he made a few fantastic claims about fuel shortage by the previous administration. I'm sure those ones we can let them pass. But he's excellent, he understands the game, and he knows exactly the policies of energy as well. You see, these two men actually understand the policies of finance and the policies of energy as well. So, I think it's an excellent appointment. The other gentleman whose name, my good friend Dominic is a clever guy as well. I mean, he's been deputy minister for what's it called? He's been deputy attorney general before. And I think that he's got that temperament and probably the experience and the skill not to get into these choppy waters and probably make become like a local champion, arranging fixed matches, court. And I don't think that guy doesn't do those guys. He will never do that. I mean, properly trained. And of course, we think that he can deliver justice. As always, justice is the most important issue. I'm sure he knows by now what not to do as a minister of should I call it Attorney General or Minister of Justice. We await the other appointments, and then we can make those should I call it views known.
Right.
So,
but Mr. Thompson, this is 3 out of 60. But does it give you an impression, the kind of direction that the president is going?
Yeah. When I look at what has come out so far, I can see experience. I can see youth. I can see people that have been passionate about their areas for some time. People that have real life experience as to what they are supposed to do, and I'm hoping that that's the direction we're going to go, because we really don't have time for try and error. We're in a dark place. This is not a type of trial and error. We need people that can hit the ground running. Sometimes the civil servants, the infrastructure, sometimes the civil service gets a bad rap. But a lot of times, I know that for some ministry, a certain ministry, they had over 100 people who were brought in. The civil servants were put in the background. Those people did all the courses, were given the work that they couldn't do. Now they have left. And suddenly you have a knowledge gap. So we've got to make sure we manage those things properly. In terms of managed
waters, we're shut out of the international capital market.
Yeah.
Here we are talking about fiscal discipline. Here we are talking about not crowding out the private sector. Where must Ato look? How does he ensure that he's able to meet government business without crowding out the private sector that actually affects the growth of private business and the engine of growth?
Okay, you see, the issue, a lot of it boils down to sentiment and a lot of it boils down to trust. It matters that you are in debt, but it also matters that people take you for your word. So if people are able to take us for our word, if we're able to inspire confidence, then people will start to open up and support us, because we need support at the very basic level. We just need support from Ghanaians. We're going to talk about the sacrifices that have to be made, whatever sacrifices, and then we all know that we're moving towards forward in a certain direction. That's the most. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're in debt, you're in a dark place, but two people, one will get out better than the other, and it depends on the things that you do to ensure that you get the necessary support to move forward. That's what's important.
I mean, Franklin, talking about getting the necessary support, you have complained about how you lost money. Really, I mean, are you going to be interested in buying Government of Ghana bonds? Where do we go from here? What must he do to actually raise the needed funds without crowding out the private sector?
Well, I think one of the first things I'm sure he would like to do is to look out for all these taxes that have been imposed by the previous administration and do a rationalization. Basically do an assessment and ask, what is the optimal tax regime do we really need in this country, so that business people, ordinary people will not be overburdened. You see, once you do that optimal tax analysis, you'll be able to calculate exactly how much government should actually take on in running the affairs of a country. I don't see why we can't have a UGMC formula, which Mahama did, where the private sector comes in and then builds, and then somehow through some arrangements, the public sector has just about 30%. I think all this agenda, one hospital should immediately be changed. The switch, they should first investigate the funding and all of that stuff, because I know procurement issues. So, and then change the permutation. Government should not be pumping money into building those hospitals. Never, nada. They should go back and say, okay, look, if we have the private sector come in and we give them certain concessions, then they can take up 80% of the bill, and then let them run it efficiently. You see, once you get that permutations correct, it's all part of the rationalization for moving from taxation to production, which my good friends really lost their control over. And I think it starts with having a clever conversation as to what optimal tax regime do you want as a country? How much should the government bite? You understand? How much should the government take on? You can't take on building hospitals and mismanaging them. You just can't do that. Recently, I heard that people were complaining about UGMC. They prefer cash, and I understand that. But I think we should also be a bit careful, because much as we want to have quality and want to have good services, at least sometimes with the private public sector arrangement, you need to be really, really well prepared. And I think there can be clever ways of doing this. We can have differential pricing for even people who access private facilities. If it is roads that are being used, you can have a clever way of making sure that luxurious cars pay a little higher, and then so that we recoup money for the private sector. Or you have all these, everybody else pays a little. This is no rocket science. It can be done. It's always been done. You just need to plan properly, have that thing. Once you do that, then you can determine how much tax concessions you want to give to the private sector. And you calculate that if I give you A, B, C, D tax concessions, I'm likely to get multiplied by X factor. You see, my good friends in the last administration, when they were trying to run all these tax concessions through, it didn't make sense because there was no rationalization. How do you give a tax breaks of about $350 million, $500 million, but you can't calculate how much you are going to get in return? Nobody does that. I mean, basic economics will tell. I mean, I know in your home, once you make some investment, you expect some return. All of us, once we do little things, support you give to people, whether in kind or in cash, you expect some return, and so you are calculating all the time. How come when it comes to government business, then there's absence of thinking? And so I think if Ato would succeed, one of the things he needs to do is to ask himself, for the private sector not to be crowded out of the space, how much should the government take on? Why should the government be constructing rules all over the place?
But Francis, while we talk about how much the government should take on also, there's the other point of taxes, review, cancellation, or removal of taxes. So, for instance, we're talking about the removal of e-levy, removal of COVID-19. We're talking about scrapping of 10% winnings on betting, and rationalization of VAT. Put all of that together and even do the juxtaposition with, trying to ensure compliance, you're looking at some loss of 10 billion Ghana cedis. 10 billion. So you're starting the year, and if the John Mahama says in 90 days, these taxes are gone. 10 billion. How does he cope? What should he be doing?
Again, it's part of the conversation we just had. I mean, once you, by the way, as a politician, once you announce certain things, you must really, really be ready to actually give justifications for them. And like you've just done off the back of the envelope calculations, this is what we are likely to lose. That's what I'm saying, that now it is for the finance minister to look through all the operations of government, including how they interface with the private sector, and ask that, okay, if we shave off 10 billion Ghana cedis, which is roughly, that's the dollar, how much is it? I mean, if we did a dollar permutation,
$650 to $700 million.
Thank you. Now let me tell you what I'll do as a finance minister immediately day one. I will reverse the 5G license Esla and Co have given to themselves. The 5G license should be costing us close to $450 million, not $125 million as Esla and Gang have actually done, and they've not been able to roll out. They should give MTN them immediately their 5G license to MTN to pay almost $450 million plus incidentals. And MTN is the most significant player, and they are the best persons to actually roll out 5G. How do you punish a company that is successful that you don't want to give them 5G or more successful? I've never heard this stupidity anywhere in the world. A company that is doing well is a significant market player into Famano. You do it some useless companies and they are not able to roll out their stuff. Immediately, e-levy, if Ubenya about $250 million immediately, that's almost half of that money that is being lost through, that will lead to all these, how do you call it, there's concessions, the removal of taxes. Then you start looking at other areas where you cut waste. And I'm speaking this on authority. I'm not making this example likely at all, because I've spoken to the players involved, and they are aligned. So whoever becomes Minister of Communication, and they better put a good person there, so that we don't want to see these shenanigans with the ministry, that communication, and we don't want that type of thing, because that is a solid place to generate money. I'm telling you, if they reverse that 5G nonsense, they'll get about $250 to $300 million cooler. Then you start thinking about the other areas as well. I mean, there are a few things I'm putting down and doing some permutations as well. I think there will be a lot more areas to do. That's just the first start of business. But I know what your next question is. What about going forward? Because the next year, what happens? Exactly. Well, what it means essentially is that, that's what I'm saying, that take your time, look at all the areas of operations as a government, the things you want to do as a government. And if you read the NDC manifesto well, I think to some extent that partnership, the private sector, seems to be pretty pronounced. But they should never do what we've known all this while. The permutation should be clear. There should be no chronic capitalist arrangement. Even ECG must have some proper privatization aspect to it, so that you start burdening yourself of all these unnecessary bills that come your way as a government. It is doable. I mean, I don't, seriously, Winston, you've been doing this work for God knows how. I mean, you and Mama B and you've been interviewing politicians, and you know on the back of the envelope you're able to calculate 10 billion. If they give you all the set of how do you call it, the set of all the areas that this economy covers, I'm telling you, within 1 week, you come back, Winston, and tell the whole world that we can actually save more money than we have saved so far. And I think it is doable. I seriously think it's doable.
Ken, is there hope?
Oh, there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of hope. I think we have been unable to do the simple things well. It's income and expenditure. You just got to manage your expenditure and look at your income. It's so simple. And we hope that we're going to move away from the era of techno speak, where somebody speaks to you for an hour, you don't know what they said, and really it's real execution. And like the other speaker said, do the simple things and do them well. At the very minimum, run the country like you're running your household budget. That's all we need you to do. That's all we need you to do. That's all we need you to do. But there's a lot of hope. As a people, we are infinitely hopeful, and that is a basic requirement for success.
All right, Ken Thompson, former CEO of Dalex Finance, thank you very much. And thank you also, Franklin Kudjo, President of Imani Africa, for making time to join us this morning. We're grateful.
It's been a pleasure.
Well, a few things coming out. The fact that these names, Dr. Kesala Forcing, Dominic Ayeni, and John Jenapo, are young people. Dominic Ayeni is in his 50s. And people say, well, 40s, 50s, remind you that they are not youth. That's a young people. And the fact that they were all in the ministries
24,
before.
15 Ghana standard, 1535. That is youth, young people. Anybody beyond that is old and way beyond. But you see, I agree with the point that mostly we had elected, and Akufo-Addo also had some very youthful ministers. The Janapos of this world were quite yes. They were. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. At the time that was young. I recall that when he joined Parliament, they say a young. He
was the youngest at the time.
Yes, a young teacher has joined Parliament and all of the conversations.
Nitu was just turned 50. He joined Parliament in 2022. He was 25. He's still less than 50. In 2002, it was 25 years. So it's about 48 years now.
I think it's for the thinking that for sometimes there are ministries that government prioritize, and where we are today, finance, energy are problematic places. So what they do has been very old people. Like check the ages of the people who have been finance ministers in the last couple of years. You don't find 46 within the mix. That's what comparatively they call a young age.
At least not the substantive minister.
Yes, of course, yeah. But the expectations of the people are not about whether you are young or old, or they have real expectations. Sometimes inordinate expectations. And I will not say that these are not created by politicians, right? So people expect that their lives will be improved. The same way they expect that they will pay lesser taxes. They expect that the space is rationalized. They expect, for example, that this irrational concept where the car, the used car, they had a term for it, accident or something.
Salvage vehicle.
Salvage vehicle cost only $2,000 or even $5,000. Then you have to spend almost $15,000 to clear the car in this republic. They know it's unreasonable. They expect that the VITs that people are using for what they call it, Uber and all the other things, which used to be 15,000 not long ago, somewhere 2017, 2018, will not be 45,000. Those expectations might be unrealistic. Can you believe that? 75,000 for a car like that. Well, it's not like it's some new car. Sometimes some of them are even 2009. Yeah. Ideally, they should not find their way within corridors. But they don't expect these things happening. And they are realistic things. People do not care about the finance ministry unless they see the impact on inflation and also the exchange rate. And also they feel the very realistic things that they want to see. As to whether those ones would happen within a short time, that is what also sounds like unrealistic expectation. So no matter what we do, our biggest doing today will not be getting inflation to 2%. Or even bringing the dollar back to 6 cedi.
No.
I will use this.
So those are the realistic expectations that we should have.
Yeah.
But government cannot, within that space, be boring ourselves into a corner and be telling stories about it.
I'll use this simple. I do use this simple analogy. Because I have a pig farm, I just will use that to show you something, and we'll use that to elaborate the cost and management accounting principle. So if I have a pig farm, and I realize over the period that I feed the pigs, they look very nice, big, I sell them, and yet I do not make. I'm unable to break even, let alone make profit. a few things would come in. I need to ask myself, what are my cost elements? Which components can I drop and still not hurt the growth of the pigs? Are there any substitutes equally of good quality, equally of quality,
yes,
and yet cheaper? Now look at it. Is there something I am doing that I am not doing well? Am I probably going to the farm too many times and charging that on the company, and so I'm unable to actually make profit? Is it a case that I have the wrong farm manager? So maybe if I change the farm manager, I may not have to go there regularly, and by so doing, save cost.
Somebody siphoning,
or somebody stealing the feed that I pay for. I'm making these points because when you're struggling, you have to go and look at your cost build-up and say, what can I drop? What is it that I'm not doing well? When it comes to the cost build-up, where is the problem? There might be some lapse somewhere. There might be some unproductivity somewhere, which is affecting the business. So there'll be somebody who's working through, not doing what he or she is expected to do. There might be somebody who may have procured something at 3 times the cost, when you could have gotten it for, say, 10 Ghana cedis, but he charged you 30 Ghana cedis for the same thing. At every point in time, you have to review your cost build-up. If you do not, you are not in business. And because, you see, if your revenue, you're making revenue, and yet you are still making losses, it means that your cost element is high.
True.
So the point is that, what can government do? I mean, I heard Franklin Kujo talk about, public-private partnership. The Public Investments Division of the Ministry of Finance was set up to do this years ago. I mean, the first time I encountered them was more than 10 years ago. And I remember having a conversation with James Kulucha-Veji, the immediate past chairman of the Public Accounts Committee. And I told him, why can't you let the private sector, then when he was chairman of the Finance Committee, why can't we let the private sector engage in infrastructural development and then get their money over a period? So why want to construct motorway?
Yeah.
Must government go and borrow and come and give it to you to go and construct motorway? When if you have proper figures, you can tell how many vehicles use the motorway and how much you can charge over a period, and how you can even make sure that you actually go into some electronic tolling of the motorway, so that when you are coming, you know in advance that this is how much you're going to get in a year. There's some that will pay in a year. This is how much you're going to get if you pay this much.
And these are things that other countries are doing.
They're doing.
By the way.
So you ask yourself the next question. As for wages and salaries in this country, it's like we don't touch it. But you see, when the government statistician, the distinguished professor, talked about how many of our public sector workers were unproductive, they were angry. But that's the reality. Many of them are unproductive. But because of the economics of employment, we keep them there.
Yeah.
Because we don't want them out there.
Because also we have created a certain system where they are insulated.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to throw somebody out merely because they are unproductive.
Yeah.
Unlike in the private sector where you wake up one morning and say, boss, you are not delivering, so you should go home. That is simply done. But we protect them in the public sector, make them look like they are UN workers. Whatever they do, they are insulated.
Look,
and yet we put the burden on the state in ways, sometimes unreasonable ways. And we know some of them. They are friends, they are family. Look. The guy is just taking up the public office to be a civil servant because he feels it's comfortable. It's fair. Some people say, no, I want a job like that where I can go and relax, I can go to work when I want, leave the office when I want, and there'll be no repercussions for doing so. And ministers, you check it. Ministers that are tough people, that will insist on the right things, but they'll blacklist you.
Exactly.
They'll make you look bad.
And
they'll make you act as if you don't know what you're about.
These days I use my newfound love, pig farming, to depict a lot of things. When you read the literature, it says in 6 months you can get your pigs hitting 70, 80, 90, 100 kilos. 6 months post-weaning. When my farm manager could not deliver that, I drove to the farm one early morning only to realize that the guy has been under-declaring. All the monies you send to him to buy feed, he slashes it by half, spends half, and you just have to buy feed. So the animals that you're expecting to grow, they are not growing. So what do? Yes, you go in there, and when I change the guy, today I can see, because prior to his coming to the farm, we had pigs that grew to 70 kilos in 6 months. When he came, after 6 months, the pigs were weighing 30 kilos.
But Winston, this is your private wonderful business. If we wanted to change the director of roads, for example, for not doing proper supervision, we'll go through hell.
But he has conditions of service.
True.
But there are conditions of service under which, you see, there are conditions of service.
And you take months, so sometimes years.
No, but there are conditions of
insulation because
that is what we must stop.
So when Kenneth Thompson says, let's run the country like we're running our household budgets, is that real?
No, it's difficult.
But is he, Raymond?
Frankly, no, I'm not. Let's separate the two things. We sometimes deliberately steal from the state and get collaborators to help us do that.
Yeah, we must deal with all the collaborators.
True. Some of these guys are just collaborators. They help you steal proper. If you take them aside, there is also real efficiency requirements. So in this age, do we still need, say, stenographers?
No. We don't need them.
In this age. Generally, I'm not saying that somebody, yes.
Typists. Okay,
yeah. In this age, do we still need people who are purporting to be secretaries in threefold, twofold in a single office? If you visit some of these offices, and people sitting there, you are 100% convinced the entire job is to come and... So the minister has his private secretary. Assistant, number 2. Then there's a technical advisor to the minister, who might also be having a corner there. Then, when you move it out of the fray, we have some secretaries already in the public service station in the mass office. Sometimes, all that they do is arrange, number first, number 3, number 4. Hello, do all of those things. But there are 3 of them doing this job. I know that they will not be happy that we are saying, but I'm saying if they are not needed in the Minister of Energy's office, why is the person not being transferred to Bumpugu?
See, listen to this. Kwame Sowu posted this some time ago on Facebook, and he shared it with me. He says, when I used to be in public office, I asked the finance minister at the time how he felt about using a third of our revenue to pay public sector wages without deriving a commensurate value in output. He gave no response. In my view, for every CD we pay to any public official, we must be able to quantify the returns. For example, for every 1,000 cedis paid to an employee of the Irrigation Development Authority, how much land is being irrigated for cultivation? And how much food will we harvest?
True.
Similarly, for every cedi paid to a university lecturer, what quality of graduates should we expect them to produce to solve our problems?
And the productivity that
exactly. And he adds,
supposed to make out of the day.
If these questions are not guiding our seemingly huge wage expenditure, then we are merely running a vast welfare club with no tangible results to show. I agree with him.
I also agree with him. But do you know the problem? We have created a system where these people have also formed unions. Yes. Protective covering. Protective covering who ideally should be helping with the productivity conversations and the helping the worker become better. But over time, they became also non-agents of development. Because what do they think? Their only business that, keep us there. Increase the salary. Times are hard. Whether or not the person can justify that their work. And I know, for example, if you pull a very wonderful nuclear scientist and put him in the ministry as a deputy director, fantastic educational background, elsewhere they'll prefer him. But what he has to do within that space, there's really no work to be done. So he is being used for other things way below his standard and qualification, and yet he's being kept there, frustrated and doing the same work. What we have failed to do is pull every individual in our system and say, you, what good are you doing to this state that we should keep you on the public people's money? I don't know if you get my point.
No, I get you.
So if you take the scenario that you've just painted, if you take a typical ministry, who should be doing that work?
Again, instead of paying 15,000 or so, I'm not saying that's the salary, 50,000 for a PhD holder to do that work, you could have gotten. This is a conversation that somebody had with me in Buckingham about who is qualified to be a teller. And yes, you could have gotten. Yes, that job can be done by somebody with just a first degree in physics. Think about it. But because of the no job, there's nothing like a high wage, low qualification job now. So everybody with even the highest of wages are looking for the same kind of jobs. They are willing to survive within the space without the requisite impact. And if these conversations are not done properly, we will do 4 years and we'll be back to have the same conversation. The economy is not working, our wage bill is bloated, we are paying so much for interest because country Ghana is not functioning on effectiveness. There is no input resulting in output. We have the conversation generally all the time, but we are unable to look in our faces and say that, Mama V, everybody can put a cost to your stay and the impact supposed to make. If they do that, and I've seen documents from the Public Services Commission suggesting that, they do job rationalization and all of the other things. For example, let's take it this way. Which criteria took the gentleman who has SIGA now, John Boydu, to be the head of SIGA? I know John Boydu went to University of Ghana Business School. Yeah. I'm not disputing that. But which criteria? If John Boydu was competing with 16 others and it was open to everybody to apply for the job, will John Boydu be the best person to head SIGA? Let's put SIGA aside. Let's take some of our major corporations as a state. You know, when Development Bank Ghana came, what was the criteria for selection? They say even if you wanted to be a director of the board or a member of the board, you needed to submit your CV. So everyone can apply. Then we select the very best for it. Assuming that system even works there, let's lift it and put it in other systems. Let's say ECG. We are recruiting CEO tomorrow. We are looking for the best CV. Even if you support Cheddar, we are looking for the best CV. I hope you are getting my point. If we replicate that, chief directors, it is not whether or not you have spent 15 or 25 years in the ministry. It is the best guy to drive government policy and make sure that it is delivered. And you have tangible, references to that particular point. Will we be having the kind of people we have in our system today? And again, it's when MTN is recruiting, they use that standard. When multimedia is recruiting, they look at the available CVs and choose out of that. But it's almost like when you jump and throw it into a public system, especially where the people hangers on next week or the coming weeks, they will recruit people to fill positions in the office of the president. Go and look at the criteria.
Is there a criteria?
It is basically, this one says, this one worked in this constituency, this one was very vociferous on social media, regardless of the plethora of degrees they might have acquired in opposition, they have no evidence of producing or delivering anything, and yet the person gets the job. If this country continues on that path, and we are not the only people having the conversation, even the US, if you follow the conversation between Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and the rest, they are saying our system is bloated with inefficiency. Even the United States of America, with the resources available to them. Not long ago, you know that there was a time in the United Kingdom, there was a decision taken that government would not buy coffee. If you really are bent on taking coffee, bring it from your home. And do you know if they tell the amount of money that it costs the public service? Some were up in arms against it. By a government leader said, listen, we cut it off. If you don't want to work for us, work elsewhere.
Yes, but you see, that's because the government has looked at it. They've looked at their cost elements.
Yes.
I mean, and they realize that, well, if we cut this aspect, it won't hurt our business if we cut it out. You see, and it's one thing we never do. So, for instance, every people get into certain director positions and all of a sudden they get vehicles. Have we thought about having a pool where, for instance, if you have some official duties, you go into that pool, get a vehicle, and then you move on? Fuels. So you see, what we have done is to underpay people and give them too many allowances. So you're not being paid properly, you have too many allowances, and then by the time we realize we've spent too much money on a director. My point is that at some point in time, we must look at it and say, you know what? We cannot continue like that. And people must appreciate the fact that if the state continues like that, we will crash.
Even if we put Jesus Christ there, we will still have difficulties. No, but these are realistic things that we can only say it now because this is not a partisan season.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? Partisan season, people are not willing to listen. They think that you are giving excuses for government not delivering and all of that. But now it's not in place. So we can talk about the very things that are preventing us, and others are doing it properly. When this guy was recruiting his people, there was a time that when he elected, the guy he came, the Rwandan leader, Kagame gave the guy a target of improving their ease of doing business, a trade minister. He said, this is your target. If you don't meet it, leave office. And they announced it. The guy did better and they published it. Of course, the ranking is known to everybody. But within that period, 2 to 3 years, once they go and see the improvement they made on the ease of doing business ranking.
You know, I've been thinking, can we use the Rwanda templates and just copy it?
The problem with your system is that even if we decide to do that, the same human beings who are not willing to work and give their best, and we all know that you, Mamabi, if you are in private business, because of supervision and a lot of pressure on you, you'll be forced to deliver or you go home. Some people are only looking for public sector work because it is relaxed. It is not difficult. I can still go to school and do it. They say to everybody. They say, oh, you can get whatever certificates you want to get within the period. That is why then you rack up a lot within that period. But to whose disadvantage? It is the same state that you later on come and complain about, that we have spent so much money and all of that. So if we all remain disciplined and contribute properly and see public service as service, a privileged service, that you have been selected out of many people. Yes.
You're not a comfort zone.
Yes. If we see it as privileged service, that every day you wake up, you are going to the office, you have a privilege to work for the generality of our well-being. If we see it that way, people will do what is right. But I bet you, we are not,
Well, listen, we're going to be throwing this to you. First of all, we want your take on the names that have so far come out. Yesterday, there was a list of appointments. There's Energy, there's Attorney General Ministry for Justice, and there's Finance as well. What are your initial observations? And secondly, what are your expectations? Get ready to join us here on the Super Morning Show. We will pick your calls after these.
First Sky Group, a wholly owned Guinean company made up of First Sky Construction, First Sky Bitumen Processing, First Sky Commodities, Volta Serene Hotel, Western Serene Atlantic Hotel, Serene Insurance, First Sky Energies, and Federal Rural Bank warmly invites you to its 22nd Thanksgiving service on the theme Proclaiming God's Unfailing Love, Romans 8:37. The Thanksgiving service in 2 parts will be hosted by the founder and executive chairman, Mr. Eric Sedi Kutoche. There will be an all-night service on Friday, 17th January 2025 from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. at the Trinity Temple Assemblies of God Church, TTAG Community 10, Tema. Ministering in word, Reverend Mark Sessi, National Missions Director, Assemblies of God, Sierra Leone. Reverend Sujit Alex, THAMS North Area Leader, Assemblies of God, UK. Thanksgiving service follows on Sunday, 19th January 2025 at the main auditorium of the Accra International Conference Center. The time is 10 a.m. Guest speaker, Reverend Stephen Yansum Wingham, General Superintendent, Assemblies of God, Ghana. Chairman for the occasion, Most Reverend Professor Johnson Kwabena Asamoah Jedu, the presiding bishop, the Methodist Church Ghana. Ministering in music will be MOG Music. Also in attendance will be His Eminence Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, Reverend Professor Paul Frimpong Manso, Immediate Past General Superintendent, Assemblies of God, Ghana, Apostle General Sam Kwanchi Ankara, Royal House Chapel International, Reverend Steve Mensa, Charismatic Evangelistic Ministry, Most Reverend Dr. Paul Boafo, Apostle Professor Kwejo Opoku Onina, Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tete, Reverend Dr. Sylvanus Amegashiti, Elom Group Corporate Chaplain, First Sky Group, and many other senior clergy. For more details, please call 020-854-3441 or 0248-940-021. First Sky Group 22nd Thanksgiving Service, proclaiming God's unfailing love.
Wear a condom for sex and protect yourself from HIV. HIV has no cure, no condom, no sex. This message is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
I used to stress about where to receive my Advertisements and always used to doubt whether my friend has really sent it.
So I asked a friend of mine and he said his wife used to have similar challenges until she decided to receive money transfers from CBG.
Well, I can relate because now I receive my money from CBG. It's so simple, fast and secure with no delays and no hidden fees. And I must say, life is now feeling good.
Stay connected to your loved ones no matter where they are. With Consolidated Bank Ghana's money transfer services, you can receive money quickly and securely from abroad, whether through MoneyGram, Western Union, PayAngel, TransFast, UnityLink, Ria, EaseRemit, Funes, TapTap Send, and TerraPay. Cash out your way any day with Consolidated Bank Ghana. Welcome to the good life. CBG, we stand with you.
We stand with
coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7.
Minutes after 9.
Maybe are you in a hurry to go home?
This is the Super Morning Show.
Maybe answer my question. Are you in a hurry to go home?
No. After all, it's a Friday, so easy.
Somebody is saying something. Repeat
easy.
That word. What was he saying?
Prevent wear and tear.
Oh, mama.
All right, listen. What are your observations of President Mahama's first set of appointments, and what are your expectations as well?
What Aponyomakin describes as thought.
Isn't it too early to describe? I mean, it's just three days, isn't it? All right, 0302216541 and 0551111997. 0302216541 and 0551111997. But first, to all the female entrepreneurs, agribusiness owners, and young entrepreneurs out there, we see you, says APSA. We understand the challenges you face. Your story matters, and we are here to support you every step of the way. In partnership with the MasterCard Foundation, APSA is offering SME loans at unbelievable 10% interest rate per annum. Imagine having access to up to 1,000 Ghana cedis completely collateral free. This isn't just talk. We've already disbursed over 600 million Ghana cedis, supporting over 1,600 businesses within the past year. And we are especially proud that 67.3% of our beneficiaries are women-owned enterprises. Your success is certainly our success. If you are ready to write the next chapter of your success story, visit our SME project office or the nearest APSA branch, and also the website apsa.com.gh. Your story matters. APSA. Apostle Benjamin is joining us from Tema. Apostle, good morning. Hello. Yes, sir. You're on air. Please, let's hear you.
Yes, I'm calling to congratulate my brother Atu for being appointed the Finance Minister. He can do the work. I encountered him in 2014. He's a brilliant guy. He's an accountant. And I think it's good to do what needs to be done because we are in a mess. So you need experienced hands. So I'm calling to contribute my voice that the president has made the right pick for the finance ministry.
We thank you for adding your voice, Apostle Benjamin from Tema. 0302216541 and 0551111997.
And the Ghana Revenue Authority wishes to remind all withholding tax agents, including VAT withholding agents appointed by the Commissioner General, that withholding taxes must be paid to the Domestic Tax Revenue Division of the GRA by the 15th of every month. And so withholding taxes for December 2024 will therefore be due by Wednesday, 15th January 2025, Withholding taxes include withholding on VAT deducted from suppliers operating the VAT standard rate, employment payment for the supply or use of goods, payment for the supply of any works, payment for the supply of services, and all other withheld taxes for December 2024 are due by the 15th of January 2025. They must also submit hard and soft copies of schedules indicating gross amount, the tax deducted, names of taxpayers, and tax identification number or Ghana card PIN from those whom the taxes were withheld. We also encourage taxpayers to file their returns online via taxpayersportal.com. Please note that failure to pay the tax by the due date attracts an interest of 125% of the statutory rate compounded monthly on the outstanding tax. Please also note that third-party checks will require 2 days to clear. The GRA can be reached on email info@gra.gov.gh or WhatsApp 0552 990000 or 0200 631 Call toll free 0800 900 110.
All right, what are your observations on President Mahama's first set of appointments and what are your expectations? Jones is joining us from La. Good morning, Jones.
Good morning, Mama. Good morning, Mama. I hope you guys are doing well.
Yes, we are doing great.
Me, Jones, are the boy from La.
Right.
So far, so good. I would say. So far, so good. Mahama is showing that he has been on the seat before. And experience, as they say, is the best teacher. Look at the selection he is making. And you can attest from the fact that the future is bright. The micro-minority leader can say whatever you want. Thought is better than appointing 130 ministers to show for nothing. His government appointed 130 ministers, and we are not seeing that. They plunged us into all this mess that Mahama is coming to clean. So he can say whatever he wants to say. Mahama is taking his time to appoint leaders that can do the work. He doesn't want to experiment any position. That is why we are going step by step. So the micro-minority leader can sit there and make the noise for him to be heard, because the number of people he has, if he has not made the noise, who is going to hear him? So he can go ahead and be making the noise. But this selection, so far, so good. I would say Mahama is on course, and he's going to do the job as he promised. He's going to do the job. He promised for 60 ministers, but looking on the reality, even if Mahama go beyond 60 to 70, there is nothing wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with it. So let's expect it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Jones from La. Concern is in Tema. Concern, what's your concern this morning?
Hello.
Hi. Good morning, Concern.
Morning.
Very well, thank you, but you have to turn down the volume on that radio set. We're getting feedback. If you can just switch it. Okay, fantastic. All right.
I think submissions. But my only problem with Atu is I think he's on trial for corruption. And if someone who is on trial for corruption, becoming a minister.
Concern.
Yes, hello.
He's not. I mean, the appeals court acquitted and discharged him. He won his appeal. So, while the Attorney General, the previous Attorney General, had appealed that at the Supreme Court, the case is not being called. So, as we speak, he's a free man.
Anyway, okay, that is only my worry. So, thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Afianya Moses. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Is that Joy FM?
Yes, this is Joy FM. This is the Super Morning Show, and you're on air. Let's hear you, please.
Thank you. The president appointee so far, the superstar. I like it. So far, I am encouraged about the energy minister, John. I'm praying that he should set it fast and help the entire country for us to get the good street lights in our region, our district, and our capital towns. When you drive in our cities, there's nothing like we are in the city of Greater Accra. There's no street lights. And because of lack of street lights, most of us are involved in the accidents. So please, Joy FM, ring the bell to his ears so that he will do something about the street lights in this country. When we purchase lights in our various homes, look at your voucher. There's a deduction of the street lights money. So they should use that money and buy a good street light and put it all our region, our country for us. Thank you very much. God bless Joy FM.
Thank you and amen to that. Moses in Afianya, we thank you. Chidiak, good morning. Chidiak is joining us from La.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Hope everything is fine.
By God's grace, yes.
Sure. Me, I'm feeling that the Constitution review, they must introduce death penalty into it. If you steal Ghana's money and you are caught, you must be killed. That to take away 50% of our problem related to corruption. Me, that's what I want. As for thought of getting ministers, the end justifies the means. They should allow the president to function. He has 4 years. They shouldn't wish him down for thought. What does that mean? Is it their government? They should allow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chidiak. What are your observations on President Mahama's first set of appointments, and what are your expectations? Nana is in East Legon. Good morning, Nana.
Good morning. Please, me, I don't care who is appointed, whether young, whether your friend is whether he is experienced. Me, all I'm looking for is results. That is all. That is the language that I understand. That is the only language that I understand. Results. If I'm getting the results, case closed. If I'm not getting the results, then whoever is there is useless. And I don't want to hear the plenty grammar that we had in the past years, when it's 8 years. Grammar, street grammar. If I so so that I don't want to hear it anymore. And another thing is not to cut expenditure. Mahama says you appoint 10 ministers. If you appoint deputy, that is 120. If he appoints deputy, that is 120.
It's actually total ministers.
Total ministers, including deputies.
Including deputies, 60.
Including deputies.
Yes.
Then hallelujah. Even still in that, we are learning that our deputy ministers, they are very useless. In quote, okay? Because if you are saying the deputy ministers are to just assist ministers and do what ministers tell them, then what are these heads of institutions who are constantly in these various bodies, the directors and those people, what are they doing? Can't we have a system whereby we do away with the ministers, because that will help us cut expenditure, whereby these people will rather assist, go ahead with the day-to-day business, assist and take directions from the ministers. So because when you are holding a deputy minister for accountability, he will tell you he's not the main minister. So if you're only there to assist her, then we should find some of these people who are constantly in these institutions to assist the ministers, instead of bringing a deputy minister that we will spend so much on, and he will come and tell us that we can't hold him accountable because he's only taking instructions from the main minister. That will also help us cut some big expenditure. We should start having this conversation because it's very important.
All right. Nana, who doesn't care whether they are young or old, he just wants results. Thank you. Bila is in Saboba. Good morning to you. Oh, did we just lose Bila there? You can call us on 0302216541 and 05511119997. We're taking your observations on the president's first set of appointments and then your expectations as well. Kaketo is in Teshi. Good morning.
Fine morning. This is Kaketo from Teshi, alias correct the wrongs in the society.
Yes, sir. It's good to have you back. Let's hear your thoughts.
Well, first and foremost, let me thank President Mahama for the appointment so far. NDC should not mind, but NDC, President Mahama should take time and do his appointment. As for the criticism, it will come from the MPP. We will take all the criticism in good faith. Whether thought or not thought, President Mahama should be meticulous in releasing his list. We want him to give us patriots and nationalists. My issue is not even about appointment, but President Mahama has turned out a vision. He said he doesn't like corruption. He doesn't like bribery. He doesn't like all the things that sent MPP to opposition. So as President Mahama releases the names into the system, they must go and represent President Mahama in that direction. I am a constituency executive member of Lejekuku. That's all I'm going to do for President Mahama. We won't wait for NDC to become unpopular before we start talking. As he appoints them, all of them, they should know that President Mahama has a vision. If President Mahama is not there and they've been appointed to represent the president, they should make sure that they don't go and do anything to create image problem for President Mahama, because he has 4 years to govern this country and to leave a legacy. So he's being careful with appointments he's making. We are pleading with them. They shouldn't go there and pursue their personal and priority ambition. They should serve the man and let the man, because President Mahama lost the 2016 election and President Mahama said he wasn't coming back. But due to people around President Mahama, his loyalists, they spoke to him and he came back. He was so pained. Recently, when he visited Assemblies of God Church, he said when he lost the 2016 election, he was alone and sad. So this time that he has come back, he is not going to take the 58% for granted. And to add the last thing, I want President Mahama to change the narrative. I am saying that some of us don't understand why we went out there to campaign, that the people are suffering. For ministers, district chief executives to be sitting in $400,000 Land Cruisers, 300,000 Land Cruisers, 200,000 Land Cruisers. Ibrahim Traore from Burkina Faso was in Ghana. When his name was mentioned, not even in Burkina Faso, in Ghana, Ghanaians gave him a standing ovation. He's using a $10,000 vehicle to govern Burkina Faso. President Mahama should change the narrative. It shouldn't be the old status quo. Everything must change. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Ken in Adenta. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Mama. How are you doing?
Oh,
Happy New Year, Joy.
Many happy returns.
Yes. So, I mean, basically, we all want Ghana as the ordinary people. I mean, I always tell people, we don't want to be Americans. We want to be like, we have so much. God has given us so much. Oh, it enhanced them. And then enjoy. You understand? There are lots of people, the practice has been very, very difficult. We also think all happened with that Mahama.
Ken, please, can you reposition yourself? I think there are some breaks in your line.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. So for me, the expectation is that the ordinary Ghanaian has to live and live well. At least live a bit comfortable. Things has become so difficult in this. Look at prices in this country. Look at where the oil. Meanwhile, we in this country happening. In projects. I mean, the whole that we need to look at now when it's the night. Street lights. Street lights are not working. I've written this thing on at times. It's called driving at. And there are no good, no proper markings. So they are driving the highlight. You realize, you understand? What difficult? If we can't get 2024, if we can't get basic things, then what are our leaders need to, act their game.
Right.
They should think about the country and this country. When you say you are political, instead of worry, it is becoming very normal, and we should be able to move beyond the new kind of in this country.
Right.
Because the generations that are in this that are coming, one day they will ask us questions and we can't answer them.
All right, Ken, thank you very much. Michael is joining us from Takrady. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Yeah, hi Michael. Can you reposition yourself and say what you said again, because we couldn't hear you. Hello, Michael.
Yeah.
Aha.
What I'm saying is so far so good.
Mm-hmm.
For the first stage of this appointment, I don't think that the president has right now is to stay focused, because there will be a lot of distractions happening. but he has to still focus because he knows what to be done. But my little advice
Okay, Michael from Takrady, thank you very much, and apologies to our listeners. I think it was a little difficult to hear towards the end there, Michael in Takrady, but I guess your main point was made. From the western region, we go to the central region. Kwesi is in a PAM. Good morning to you, Kwesi.
Good morning, Mama. How are you?
Oh, very well, thank you, Kwesi. Kindly turn down the volume on that radio set, please.
Okay. Mama, regardless of who the president appoints, I'm only interested in my salary. How do you call it? We don't want this kind of thought salary increment again, because it's happened in the past when the APP were in power. After someone last year or so, they give workers a thing. It's just not down, they pay 2%. And then it will stay hopefully inadequate. This time around, even though they are variables that the government they have to look at before they increase salary. I'm not expecting it should be anything less than 30%, roughly at least 40% will be okay. Yeah. So solicitor, what I'm interested in my salary. If the salary is okay for me, fine. But if it's less than what I'm expecting, then voila for me. So thank you, Mama.
Yeah, but Kwesi, that should also depend on your output, right?
If my output, if I'm demanding for 100%, like another government can afford to pay. So if it's going to be around 30%, 40%, then my output will be different. From the 100% that I'm demanding for. So if the government can afford to pay 100%, or at least 80%, then definitely I have to do my best. But it's going to be around 25-30%. In fact, because I'll be very pissed even when working. Because my salary will still be how do you call it, a bigger salary. You see? So if it is 100% fine, 90% fine. But if it's going to be a usual 25%, 30%, then I don't think I will put that on best.
So what's the percentage that you're putting in now?
As usual, let's say roughly 35, roughly 40 will be okay. Then I will put a little bit of my best. But if it's going to be 25, 30%, oh, Mama V, in fact, frankly speaking, now things are very tough. Things are very hard now. I can't survive. I'm telling you the brutal fact. That is the reality of that.
Right.
So now, even I would have wished by now the people this month we are actually receiving a salary increment also, but because of the election, I don't know when a tripartite committee will meet and then discuss salary. So I'm just only praying probably latest, but February March is the final thing, and then we know how much will be taken.
I pray you're putting in 100% now, even whilst you wait for the increments, though. Thank you very much, Kwesi. All right, Kwesi in Apam. He says he doesn't want any thoughts increments. It has to be boom boom. All right, but listen, the enjoyment is real. From January to June 2025, Enterprise Insurance is giving you more reasons to smile on the road. Buy or renew your existing motor insurance policy and enjoy amazing rewards. Free fuel coupons for your car and airtime for your phone. Is that simple? Insure, not Chile. With over 100 years of trusted experience, we're here to secure your peace of mind. Visit any branch, connect with your insurance agent or broker, or use the Enterprise Advantage app for convenience and enjoy free fuel coupons and airtime instantly when you buy or renew your motor insurance. Enterprise Insurance is rated AAA by the GCR for financial strength and claims paying ability. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise, your advantage.
You might be asked to bring more food to school, but as for furniture and books, certainly you need them. And Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited is still organizing what it calls the end of year furniture promotional sales. The sales still happening, right? Mm-hmm. We told you it was ending at the 31st of December. Kingdom, they are very magnanimous, unlike some the people that I know. very close here. Yeah, they are still extending that. You can get up to 15% discount on all furniture at their furniture shops. And you know where to go. In Tema, it's near Community 4. Their head office is at Akwaje. In Takrade, it's at Market Circle. Mamavi used to play a lot. And Cape Coast University Bookshop, Sprinters Road near Absa. At the Atomic, it's at Center Point Mall. And if you are in Winneba, it's the University Campus. KUST and Santas is where you get it in Kumasi. You can also shop online for your convenience. KingdomStoreOnline.com. The stocks will finish, so hurry up. Now, for further inquiries, contact us at these numbers 0501 620 or 0302 764 101, or send us an email info@kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, where quality and affordability are both assured. Terms and conditions apply.
So what a way to kick off 2025. Holiday Inn Airport City is now Palms by Eagles, offering a fresh, delightful experience. The newly improved hotel is ready to welcome you with unmatched hospitality in the heart of Ghana. Don't miss our brunch on Sundays. Experience elevated hospitality like never before at Palms by Eagles.
All right, tap, refer, and fly to Dubai with the GCB Digital Loyalty Campaign. So from now till 31st January 2025, accumulate points and get cashback rewards anytime you perform transactions on the GCB mobile app or USSD star 422 hash platform. You stand a chance of being rewarded with amazing prizes like a weekend stay at a top hotel in Ghana, airtime and data bundles, also dinner for two, or a fully paid vacation to Dubai. Now here's how it works. Perform transactions like bill payments, airtime top-ups, bank and mobile money transfers on either the mobile app or USSD star 422 hash platform. And then share the award-winning GCB mobile app with family and friends to onboard. Use your mobile number as the referral code when you do so. And that's it. Don't be left out. Download the app on Google Play or App Store and start transacting today. For more information, please visit the GCB website, gcbbank.com.gh, or your favorite social media platform at GCB Bank PLC, or call the customer experience team on 0800 422 422 is still free. Remember, GCB will never ask you for your PIN, OTP, or password. Terms and conditions apply. GCB, your bank for life.
My people, Thursdays are now extra special on MTN. Yes, your Thursdays just got more exciting because from now on, you get a nice 25% discount on your first data bundle purchase of the day. First data bundle purchase. When you bundle on my MTN app or use star 138 hash this and every Thursday on MTN. MTN is saying that that's not enough for a lovely customer like you, Mahavi. So they are offering a free, and I know how you like the word free, a free extra movie tickets when you pay with Momo at the Silver Bed Cinemas at the Accra and West Hills malls. For those of you wonderful people, which one is closer to the AC region? Accra and West Hills malls.
West Hills is close to Central region.
Keep thinking.
So Achimota will be close to Monaco.
Keep thinking.
Oh no, but it's Accra mall.
So I come to Accra mall.
It's closer.
Yes, it's also close to me.
Yes, yours I understand, but my obvious one is that you are in the Greater Accra region, so I want to place it closer to.
My enemies are closer.
And also for those of you wonderful people in the Great Garden City, Kumasi, you get free tickets at the Golden Cinemas in the Kumasi Mall too. If you ask me, I think your movie dates are sorted from now on. Now this is what I call a sweet deal. So set your reminders, bundle on my MTN or star 138 hash and make the best of your 25% first data bundle discount and visit the cinemas. Use Momo and get your free extra movie tickets on MTN's Yellow Thursday.
Here's an anonymous message that we've received. It says some civil service staff are very competent and experienced and better positioned to support every government to succeed. They are able to give scenarios or options on policies of government for consideration of government and approval based on their vision. Indeed, they provide adequate information and historical antecedent. But when the political leadership refuses civil servants and bring their own staff from private sector and are clueless like Ken Oforiatta, the dividends won't be met. All right. Well, we want to say good morning to all our friends listening to us on X. We see you. Thank you very much for joining
like Global
us.
Villager. Yeah, A for Apple.
Yeah, there's Maxwell Abbey.
I'm sure it's about it, but that's fine.
Max Beck. We thank you all.
This one, what is it?
Afeto.
Ashes.
Are you sure that's what is that what you saw too?
Yeah, that's but I said Afeto.
No, I know.
What did you see?
Majesty is also there. And is it JJ or JR?
JR.
Jerry Raymond, no. And that's still Jerry Rollins.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We see all of you. Thank you so much for spending your Friday with us. Well, it's Friday, right? So we're not coming back tomorrow.
No, we'll see you on Monday. Hopefully there'll be more appointments. We'll talk about them. But until then,
you're expecting more appointments.
Hopefully.
Or you think the thought will end?
Hopefully.
Until then, we will join Samson on Newsfile.
Yeah, but keep listening to Joy on 99.7 FM.
Yeah.
The Cosmopolitan Mix is up next.
All right, my name is Mama Vio Swabwaje.
Winston.
Raymond Aqua.
Have a lovely weekend.